Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How you all doing? Welcome to another dirty episode of the Dirty Four Podcast. I'm Claudio Capri,
Yes.
Troy Laflamme, Victoria Blesh is doing a set at St. Catherine. Peter Bowen's going to join us soon, and we have a guest. We have the awesome, hilarious local Montreal talent. Comedian and artist, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jonathan Burrello. But just before we get into this, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment whether you're watching this live or after, or even listening to us, and just support us. Just support us. So,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, because you know what? Because
Yeah.
we're doing this for fun, right, guys?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Like when I order pizza from Uber Eats, I'm saying, hey, here's some passion for you. And it's not amused. So please share so we can make a living out of this shit and leave our boring jobs while you're still working there at those boring jobs. And then we'll look down on you and despise you and hate you. Not in
And
front of the camera, just
uh,
behind, in
and
your
then
back. But
and
we
then
will pretend like we like you, and then we'll start a Patreon to make you spew a bunch of money, and then we're gonna
exactly.
be like, "Yay, this is great! We do that for love of making money. Yay!" There you go.
Yay! And then meanwhile, we're like, "Oh shit! I have to tip these Uber guys 15%, motherfuckers."
Don't have to tip them.
Oh well,
So they
You
just
probably
might
should,
not.
though.
You
exactly.
should.
I mean,
Doesn't mean
You're not obligated to.
they're
but you
out in the
should.
cold. I feel so bad every time I get an Uber or Uber Eats or anything. It's like, I'm sorry, but I'm hungry, and this is what you're doing it.
Oh man, and
Oh,
just in the
there you
next
go.
time we got the amazing Peter Bowen.
Obrigado.
Yeah.
Obrigado.
Yeah, and we've got John. Just before we continue, we
Our
got
special
Captain
guest.
YOLO
Yes.
562. How are you, Captain YOLO? He's a great follower. He likes our stuff, and hopefully continues to like it, just like the rest of everyone who's going
That's
to be
one of the
watching.
big
and listening.
mystery why. But yeah, you like her stuff apparently. So let's keep going on this
Yeah, let's
podcast.
keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. So, John, how you been? It's been a long time, man.
Oh, it's been a lockdown. It's been winter. I don't know. I've been keeping busy. Like I said, I was working on a big comic project, and just counting the days when this lockdown and all this
Now
stuff
that
will
we
be
are
over.
live, do you care to talk more about that comic project of yours? God damn it.
He disappeared.
Yay! All right.
He's back.
Yay!
I could talk about it a little bit, or we don't have to talk about it.
It's all good.
It's
what
all
it
good.
is.
It's all good. It's all
There's no
good.
worries. You got a project coming up. You got to come out and kill it. You're still doing your comics there? I forget what the.
Yeah, I've slowed down on those because of this other project. It's taking up all my time. I found it's a little hard to keep up with everything. But yeah, I have. For those of you who don't know, I have two other web comics that I do. One is called Blinky and Sal. That one is still pretty much regular. Is actually a stuffed animal from the cartoon as well.
Nice.
And then I have
Nice.
Barb as well, which is on a little bit of a hiatus while I work on this this Viking graphic novel for the next
Cool.
several months.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where can we go see that?
Wait, Barb is on everything. Barb's on Webtoon.
Yep.
That's where you can find most of Barb. Blinky and Sal you can find on Only Sky. But you can also find all of these cartoons on my Patreon. You can find them on my Twitter, on my Instagram, on my Facebook page for the comics. It's all under the banner Big Insane Happy.
All right.
Nice.
We're gonna
That's at
just so
Big
we can send you the
Insane
two people
Happy.
gonna be watching this.
Sick.
We're gonna
2,000.
Exact-
2,000.
two people. We're gonna put
2,000.
all the links you describe in the description. Just send it to us in DM, and then we're gonna
Yeah.
put it in description. And you guys gonna have like 2 extra subscribers. Yay!
Two, not one, but two. Hopefully,
Hey,
we
that's
got
all I
more.
want.
Captain
If I
YOLO
can- if
and
I can
Jess
get
Sorrell.
But you know what? I actually did like I do like Webtoon though. Like, and I'm starting to notice like all these other ones starting to pop up now. But like Webtoon, I was surprised because then you had like the God of High School and all these other ones are just starting to get like picked up by like Crunchyroll and stuff like that. So it's like I like it. I like because I wanted to come out with something and then me and my boy were like whatever. It never really panned out. But that was like the one avenue we were like thinking like that and Instagram and then.
Hey Peter. Now I'm thinking about it. Wasn't like One Punch Man at some point a webcomic or something?
I
Yeah, it was a
believe
webcam. Yeah.
I love One Punch Man.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
See where you can go if you keep pushing, man.
Yeah,
Can
I'm
have
trying
your
to.
own
I'm
anime
trying to get
series.
Barb into like a pitch deck because I do want to
Yeah.
pitch it.
Oh,
But
As a
that's
series.
yo shoot. But like there's some people here. I guess you could pitch it too, or you just like pitch like email like
I have a couple connections.
yeah going as like Dark Horse, pick it up. You pick out everything. Just
Oh no,
put-
no, I mean for like a series, like a show.
oh.
Oh, okay. You rather okay. Oh, so
Yeah.
you'd rather like raw live actors or like animated?
No. I do like animated. Like I think that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
But I'd love to do something like that. I think that'd be so cool.
That'd
Yeah.
be fucking awesome. That'd be cool to see your project out there and everybody like loving that shit. Just making your own theories or like, oh fuck, okay, I think he works for the Nazis and shit. Like you just like doing your own fucking weird theories. I always love that.
don't read the comments. That's the main.
That's the most important thing. Don't read the fucking comments.
Like there's a certain level where you're like, I don't think if you're famous, you definitely shouldn't read the comments.
That's
And
very
if you're
true.
not famous, you still probably don't read the comments.
Read the
Comments
never,
are bad.
never read the comments.
Exactly.
But I remember like when Game of Thrones, like their theories, like were fuck. Some of them were like
Yeah.
were
They were.
overly epic. Like so that's why I was like, oh, to read it, I'd be like, oh shit, it's kind of fucking cool, man. But then also you got the ones like, oh, I think the the White Walkers are like right wing. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
What?
yeah, you see like some
Oh,
weird
you mean
ones.
like okay? When you say theories, you're not talking about what's gonna happen in the series, but like shit that doesn't have anything to do with the series itself.
But I'm saying both. Yeah, I'm saying
Yeah.
both. Like you'll see
Okay.
like you'll see like one thing, and then you'll see it like you have like the wild ones. You're like, what the fuck? Like, yeah,
Oh yeah, Game of
But
Thrones.
you don't risk anything as just a viewer. But if you're a
Yeah.
writer on that show, you probably
Yeah.
don't want to read like all these theories and stuff because like you don't want it to infect probably what you're writing.
Yeah,
That's true.
Unless
yeah.
you do, like because that's the thing. If you really want it to like influence you, then go for it. But I don't think anything good comes from that.
I know that J.K. Rowling's used to go watch like those chat boards and that kind of stuff to know what people thought's gonna happen with Harry Potter, and then she tried to put it in the story in some way. Like that's what I've heard, but maybe it's total bullshit.
Maybe.
I
But
hope not.
yeah, but no, but for Game of Thrones, man, if someone predicted the ending, the writers could have been like, man, that's a shitty theory, so they could probably think of making a better ending.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
I think you just got tired. It's like,
I
like,
think-
oh,
I
everybody's
think
tired,
the ending
fuck.
we saw, like it's not necessarily like the situation at the end kind of makes sense. Like if you understand a little bit the book, because like it kind of diverged from the book, and I think the worst part of it was like Tyrion Lannister, because Tyrion Lannister, like the more when I get to see the real Tyrion from the book is not like that happy, like cunning guy. Is really mean and really resentful and really petty in a way that he always exact vengeance.
For
Yeah.
a reason though.
Yeah,
not-
he has. Everybody has reason. Nobody's an asshole just for the fun of being an asshole.
Well,
Yeah, okay, maybe some,
Debatable.
but most people being an asshole have a reason. I do that because I like it. There you go.
That's
That's
a
a
reason.
reason.
See,
that's a
see,
really good reason.
No,
Really good
that's a reason. That's no reason. So
I do it.
was a
I do it
Dennis
out of
Leary
love.
song.
The love of making it. There
and
you
then,
go.
and then plot twist, when Joy is really nice, then he's an asshole. It's like a
Exactly.
bizarre universe.
It's a setup. I'm a comic.
Ex-
It's a setup, and the punchline's coming. A literal one.
leave it on the stage. Leave it on the stage.
Oh
man.
man.
I remember I was seeing the Comedy Nest. They posted like their last show, and then you were on their last show before
Yeah.
we shut down.
How was it? How was it, John? The last show, the Comedy Nest, before the lockdown.
I don't even remember. It's a while ago.
That's pretty good.
I don't
Like,
remember what
what-
the last show was.
Shit. Are you back on the?
else
Are you
was
on the
on
first
it?
show? It was who the hell? Oh, I have my phone here. I forget. Surag was on it, and then
Yeah, Sarag.
Oh
Yeah. So yeah, that's all. That's all I remember from the list of Sarag.
It doesn't. I don't know if I remember the show. I mean, it probably went well. I mean,
Okay.
I found you probably felt this as well. All the shows in the like interim between all the lockdowns and stuff were always had like there was a weird like I don't
vibe.
know,
Yeah.
ghosty vibe where
Yeah.
like ooh, we're like
It's just gonna like I don't know. I remember like the last Peroni show was just like everybody was like on edge. It was weird. It was just like
I remember.
it's like cabaret
Yeah.
when like the
Okay.
Nazis are coming, but they're still doing like their like
Yeah.
burlesque shows.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like
It's like that.
yeah,
That's
it's
what it
like
feels like.
yeah, it was
violent
just
players on the Titanic when it's sinking.
Oh man,
pretty
but
much.
you know, but here's the thing. Like I remember, like
What about
the
that?
they come back with a
What's
sequel.
the deal with iceberg?
Hey Johnny, forgot the chorus. Johnny, shit.
No
he
respect, no
drowned.
respect.
Sure you put a chorus.
But John, like
Disrespectful.
I remember like 2 days before shutdown, right? Because we're on Melrose, right, and we're doing a Tuesday show, and then Chris kept saying, "Oh, you guys, this is gonna be the last night of the, before the lockdown, this and that." And then Sid goes up to Chris, goes, "Chris, stop saying this is gonna be the last night of the lockdown because you keep mentioning it, and people are gonna be depressed about this."
Yeah,
know?
no, well, that's the thing. It's like if people came out to a show, you probably don't want to like constantly remind them of like,
Yeah.
like
COVID
by the way,
and-
remember that thing you can't not think about always
Yeah.
because it's haunting you, and the
Yeah.
thing you're trying to forget about.
No
Let's talk
respect.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you were on. So it was Carly Baker was the
Yeah.
MC.
Oh, yeah.
You're on Vivith K, Rachel,
Oh, what a good show! Oh, I do remember this show. Yeah, this
Yeah.
was fun.
and Joey Vu. Yeah. It was,
Speaking of
Yeah,
doing
well-
comedies during miserable time, can you imagine being a stand-up comedian in Ukraine right now when you have a Russian soldier in the corner of the room with the
you
uniform?
think they?
I
You
like-
think they?
Give him a good hand of applause to the soldier
think
watching
they're
us,
doing
not shitting
mics
on
now?
Putin. Yeah, I don't know. Eh?
Oh man.
Do you think they had mics?
Oh, they had mics.
Yeah, I'm sure pretty. I'm
Yeah,
sure Ukraine and
Hey,
Russia
in
had
Ukraine-
mics.
Oh, yo, you guys knew like you guys know what Maersk is, like what the company Maersk is, like the big shipping company. If you
Yeah.
ever drove around the port of Montreal, you might have seen boats with like the containers with the sign Maersk. It's a really big
Maersk.
company,
Yeah.
and the whole company went offline because one server, one server in Ukraine fucking got hacked by a bunch of Russian. They install on it a ransomware called NotPetya, and it's worse than a ransomware because a ransomware he has a decryption password to get access to your file. Not NotPetya. NotPetya doesn't give a fuck, and it spreads. So the whole company got down, but they got saved by a fucking server that was decommissioned in Africa, so it wasn't like hit by the attack. So yes, they do have electricity in Ukraine, and the company paid dearly for that.
So someone in Ukraine use that as a bit, or
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, that would be
Yeah,
something. That would be
what the
something.
hell?
We almost one of server in Ukraine almost killed the whole company. That's great.
That is the biggest punchline ever. I didn't see that coming a mile away.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you had the other
Oh.
thing in.
And
Sorry.
they got saved by a server that was like obsolete in Africa.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
think
kind
it's
of
a-
crazy.
yeah.
That's
it's
gnarly.
a fucking crazy story.
Yeah.
That's gnarly. That's a gnarly thing. But the whole situation there is like it's like whoa,
Yeah.
like I think they're supposed to talk in like 4 days. I think they're supposed to talk with the president.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I know. Was it Zelensky like reached out to
Putin?
like Moscow to like talk, and he says they're not answering, like because he
Mm.
wants to like have a dialogue and stuff, and like I guess they've been trying to do it, but like who knows? I hope they come to some sort of like talk, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I
the
hope so,
resolution is like Putin is like yes, my penis is very small, and I will have these dogs lick peanut butter from my balls in front of everyone at the
Oh.
UN, and
That'd be
I'm
interesting.
sorry,
That'd
and
be interesting.
no, the UN is taking care of it. They've put a Russian diplomat as the director of that talk group, so it's going well.
and then just when you think it's all over, Steven Seagal
Yes.
comes out of nowhere and
Right.
and he fights Vladimir Putin, and I think there's the only two that are qualified to fight each other because they're both massive egos that
Yeah.
have to stage fights where they
Uh-huh.
win. And I'm like, they just have them both go at it because it'll be funny no matter who loses.
No, Steven Seagal, I don't think would want to lose.
Yeah.
He wouldn't want to lose
Yeah,
that.
that's
He's
true.
very he's very
Yeah.
he's taking a lot of L's. He's a mystical, isn't he? Like a mystical. Was it
What?
keto? He's like
Yeah,
a
he just
keto
do
guy.
Aikido. It's not mystical. It's just
No,
like
no, no.
something you
It's
believe that
mystical with
works.
him.
Oh, he's go mystical with that shit?
He goes
No,
mystical
Steven
with that
Seagal is full blown delusional.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Because
man,
Mystical. I call
Aikido
it
was
mystical.
invented because by a pacifist
Mystical's the
guy.
kind way of saying it. Oh, you're
Yeah.
mystical. Like, idiot. Like, Yeah, you're mystical, buddy. You're mystical. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
magic
very
in your
mystical.
blood.
Yeah.
You got magic blood, buddy.
Yeah,
Magic.
exactly,
Oh
exactly.
man, that guy,
But,
that's my boy.
oh man, but you know what, Steven Seagal, like I like makes me laugh, man, because his movies are just awesomely bad. Like that's
Yeah, and
why
he runs
Wait, you
like
didn't
a
like the
girl, eh?
Siege? Under Siege?
Under Siege 2 and 3. Wait, was
Oh,
that a
you
third
want
one?
something funny? You ever watch Steven Seagal run?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Did you see the
Yes.
one where he was like it was like I forget what country he was in, but he was like fighting karate guys
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
they're not even touching him and he's just like patting them and they throw
Yeah.
themselves on the ground.
The round, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Aikido,
so
basically.
good. It's like because I don't know how mystical he believes himself to be. Like if he realizes
Yeah.
that they're throwing themselves, or is it like no, this is for the audience that we have to fool them, or
But-
like he genuinely doesn't know.
Oh my
How
god.
in on it do you think Steven Seagal is?
But the thing is, there's a lot of guys like that there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dudes that do
Mhm.
like I think there's one called what was that fucking martial arts called? I forget what it's called, but it was
What?
like it was like some like Ki. That was it, Ki.
Oh, yeah, the touching, like
The
touching
touching.
the guy without touching.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
like kind of like you do like the airbender, like you'd fucking
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The guy
that
was
is epic.
flipping the
You
air,
do that
right?
and
Yeah,
you
but
like
that's
do
not
this,
real.
and then like just,
Like
Oh, you
that's
think?
not fucking
You
real.
think?
though.
But here's the thing. He actually challenged an MMA guy for real, and he got fucked up. Like he got
Oh,
fucked.
my
Like,
Oh, I did hear about this. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like you just, I was just like, oh no, bro, dude, you're in on, like,
It's
come
like
on,
you're
man,
not
like,
supposed to. Don't get high off your own supply,
Oh.
man. Like if you're
All right.
fooling your followers, like great,
Yeah.
you have your life figured out. You're
Yeah.
dumb, but like your followers are dumber, and that's all you need.
yeah,
Don't get full of yourself and be like, no, I think I can actually fight a bear.
yeah, exactly.
an
Like,
elk.
Oh, could you imagine? He's like, and then the bear just fucking.
No, you know
I'd
what?
watch I'd watch him.
Oh, but
I'd
speaking,
watch it
like
10
speaking of
times.
Seagal, like there was a movie where okay, there's a scene where was at a bar, right? And these four old men are just making fun of two other old men, right? And one of
Yeah.
the old men who's a bully has a hearing aid. Steven Seagal comes into the bar, looks at these old men, and goes, "Stop bothering them." And and then these old men's like, "Well, we're just having a good time. Why don't you piss off?" Yo, the fight scene. When I find this movie,
What
I'll let
movie?
you all know.
Wait, Steven Seagal fights four old men.
Yeah, and one of them has an earring aid.
Doesn't it
One of
sounds
them
like
has
With
all
the
of his
hearing
fucking
aid.
movies?
This
Yeah.
is so.
Him fighting
this
a
is-
bunch of guys.
yeah, and this is the thing. He punches an old he slaps an old man's head. His earring aid pops out.
Cool.
Oh, God.
Like
This is awesome.
This is amazing.
That's my show.
When
That's
I
my
saw
show.
this,
I want to
I saw
This
this.
is
like,
why I'm
once
alive
a
in the
week.
21st century, so I can see like Steven Seagal kick the shit out of old people.
Oh, this
But
is
he's old too.
hilarious.
He's old. He's like, isn't he like almost 70 now?
Yeah, he looks like a fucking beach whale too.
Yeah. Well,
but-
I mean, the thing
Yeah.
that makes Steven Seagal funny, like, I mean, yeah, now he's old and he's still trying to be action man and he's out of shape. He's still trying that stuff's funny. To me, it's his like unfiltered hubris of just he's so humorless
Yeah.
and so high on himself. It's like it would be embarrassing in a child, but it's a grown man who's
Yeah.
like in movies and he's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Like
you look in
the-
his eyes, you're like, you are as exactly as stupid as you appear to be.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
There was a recent movie he did. I think it was like it was one of the last films DMX did before he passed away. And there's a scene where Seagal is standing on a rooftop with a samurai sword, and all you see Seagal is just doing
Exit wounds.
No. No, Exit Wounds was 2000 or 2001. No. This was like 2019, 2020
oh
or
wow,
21.
very
Yeah.
recent. Then.
Yeah. So like you see Seagal, he's just on a rooftop, just swinging a sword, and you hear like that typical samurai music in the back, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
and then you
flute.
see like these close up shots, but I'm like, bro, like anyone could be doing anyone could do what you're doing, but better, you know. And I'm like,
Not you, though.
hey, listen,
Oh,
I could.
yes,
I could-
Claudio.
All right, you know, I
I
could
like
do
to
it.
see. I like to see like the rendition of like the Star Wars kids, but like trying to do Steven Seagal.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but the kids would do a better job.
have
like,
something.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Before we
Yeah, yeah.
continue, who do you think that who would you take serious in an action movie? Tommy Wiseau or Steven Seagal?
Who the hell is Tommy Wiseau?
You don't know
Well,
Tommy?
we'll get
Wiseau.
into
Oh,
this.
oh
We'll
no,
get
Yeah,
into
no.
man.
this.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you have
god.
to watch The Room.
You have to, yeah.
Is the guy that looks like a gent transvestite with black hair with a shitty accent. Not mine, another one.
Man, man, you got to narrow it down, man.
Oh yeah, there's
So,
many people
so
that see
there
that
was a
description.
movie called The Room,
Yeah.
which was like this infamously terrible bad movie. It came out like 2000 and oh, when did it come
I'll
out?
look up.
2005,
I'll-
maybe
I'll check
2006.
this.
I'll look to it. I'll
Yeah,
look.
yeah.
Anyway, is this really bad movie that this guy wrote, directed,
bad
produced,
movie.
starred in,
Oh, yeah.
and
2003.
2003?
Yeah, it's one
Okay.
of these movies that is so bad that it's good. Like it has a cult following, not because it's a great movie. No, because it's bad, and everything about it is bad. Like you should play it in a cinema school to teach the kids everything you have taken for granted that a movie, even a bad movie, has and makes it work in some way. That fucking movie doesn't have it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, let Johnny say. I want to hear Johnny's rendition.
I got a little story about Tommy Wiseau.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's get into it.
So once upon a time, I was living in Los Angeles, and
nice.
we were obsessed with The Room because we had watched it like 20 times, and we were obsessed with everything. And it was like we have to find a way. And like one of our buddies was like, you know what? We should just try to contact him and see if we can pitch a show to Adult Swim. And we're like, yeah, how hard could that be? We have nothing to lose. So like we're trying to write this convoluted plot, and it had like time travel and monsters in it, and it was like a detective thing. And it was just an excuse to just get as crazy as possible.
Yeah.
We actually got him. And the fun thing was like you send him an email and he'll write back right away pretending to be his assistant. And we know it's him because the syntax gives it away. He's like, okay, so like Tommy Wiseau, he gonna be with you very shortly. And like sincerely, and then like he would write back in the exact same like voice, and it would be so weird. And to the point where like I called him, and before we called him, because like we had like one or two meetings with him before I wasn't present for them, and I was gonna like mention that the script is a comedy. And they're like, no, dude, he wants to do drama. I'm like, yeah, but he's read the script. He knows it's a joke. Like, he's not an idiot.
Well, depends.
And then
he also wrote The Room.
Yeah, but I thought like he would understand like a joke. Like I can understand failing at making drama.
Yeah,
you could make bad drama and you make laughable drama, but still understand like the mechanics of like a joke or something that's so outlandish that's not to be taken seriously. I was very wrong. So I called him up on the phone because we got his number, and like he's like, okay, so hi, this is Tommy Wiseau's assistant Bobby. He's not here right now, but he'll like be back with you. Okay, like 5 minutes. Okay, and then he hung up. Literally 5 minutes later, we get a phone call. Okay, so my assistant Tommy, he told me that you call, and what is this about? Like, I read your script, it's like crazy, and I'm like, yeah. So anyway, I was trying to explain a little bit, and then I mentioned it being a comedy, and he like lost his mind. He was like, no, what? I don't want to do the comedy. I want it to be drama. I thought this is serious show we make, and I'm like, oh my god,
of course it's idiot.
Our script was bad. The script was bad. I'll admit. We didn't have time. We just smashed
you just
together.
wanted to make something ridiculous for the sake of being ridiculous.
Yeah, and we were deadlocked because we like Adult Swim was like, well, do you have Tommy Wiseau? And like, well, he's not going to be a definite yes unless you give us a definite yes. And they're like, yeah, well, then we have a stalemate. So you don't have a show.
Shit, man. Would have been epic if Tommy was on.
Would have been bad because since then I've met several people who have worked with him, and they said he's an absolute nightmare. Like he is a soul sucking vampire. You do not want to be around him. He's a bad man.
How bad? If you don't mind me asking.
He's just like a monster. He just like sort of preys upon you and will take whatever he can get out of you. And as soon as you're like useless to him, he like throws you away. And he's just very like full of himself in a way that's not charming or funny.
Well, James Franco did a film about the making of The Room, and
on Netflix, the Disaster Artist. Yeah.
Yeah. Disasters. Yeah, no. Apparently, like the way you see him in
They
disasters.
make him nicer in that movie than he
Oh
is in real life.
fuck!
Okay.
Yeah,
Because he
they're
doesn't
being
come off really good in that movie.
no. They had to be kinder to him because he was like a producer.
Oh fuck! And
Like
he
he's a
doesn't come
producer.
off
They
good at
can't
all.
give him like the full treatment of like, yeah, he's a bad
So
man.
it's even worse than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Jesus.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Shit. Oh shit.
Fucking
But like,
bad, actually. Jesus Christ.
but I mean, you touched on it a bit. Like, were you writing for like Adult Swim or all these other shows? Like,
No, this was like just an idea we had. We were at the time we all were trying to get into like Hollywood. Like I was a TV extra and I was in like a bunch of like short like student films and like independent things. And we're just sort of like trying to act, trying to write, trying to make movies. I directed 2 little shorts that were very bad. They'll never see the light of day.
I want to.
wanna
But
see that
no,
now.
it was just we thought if we had Tommy Wiseau, that could have been enough to get us like an audience because we know that he had worked with Adult Swim before
Yeah.
through because he was on Tim and Eric Awesome Show, and there was
Oh,
also
say word.
some. There was like some like student short film that I don't know if Adult Swim aired it, but it was called The House That Drips Blood on Alex.
Yes. Oh my God, that was bad.
Yeah, but like that was our inspiration too, because
Yeah.
we
Oh.
saw that we're like, so he's willing to do these other projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the impetus,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of glad it didn't happen.
I think you had to lie to him. Like say it was
Yeah.
drama or something.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he didn't figure it out before you told him.
I know. Well, the thing is, then my foot was in my mouth. I'm like, oh, well, no, it's not. It's actually a drama. And I was trying to like, but he had already heard, and he was a little mad. But
Yeah.
It's
but
a
the thing
dramedy.
is, he'd gotten very like cagey, I think, by that point, because enough other small people had contacted him to try to do all these cockamamie projects. And at this point, he's like, don't waste my time.
Yeah, because by this time he might have figured that people take him as a joke and try to get him into shitty movies. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was aware to a degree. I don't
Okay.
know how much, but I think he wanted. I don't think he cared about the project. He just wanted to make sure he was going to get paid.
Okay.
Okay.
That was,
That
which
makes
which
sense.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like I can't fault the guy for that.
Oh, for sure.
Who doesn't want to get paid?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to know if you know this. Like, I know Adult Swim used to do these random like commercials at the end, but that's cool. That's a nice melody. We call it. But you ever heard of Too Many Cooks?
Oh God, yes. That's what is the name of the show? What is the name of the show that's on?
What?
No, it was this. It was this. I don't know what you call it, but it was like this intro to a show, but it kept going on for like I think it was about 11 minutes. So it was just randomly at night. This thing came on, and it was just a song like "Too Many Cooks," and then it'd do like spoofs of like all like type of TV shows like Roseanne and Home
Full
Improvement,
House,
Full House,
uh,
everything, and
G.I. Joe, Dragnet. They did everything. No,
They
it's
did
from a segment called Infomercials. They did a bunch of these, but I think
Yeah.
the Too Many Cooks one was the only one that like really went viral and went insane. Because I think it just struck a chord with everyone who grew up in like the 80s and 90s, and they're just recognizing every single like trope of a sitcom intro.
That was fucking nuts.
Oh,
That was
man.
nuts. And then I remember we went on this Reddit, and then people had like a power, like they had like power, like trees, like power trees. They're like, okay, the cat's the strongest, then this guy, and then the murderer. I was like, no fucking way, yo, they have lore. That's fucking amazing. That's fucking
Love that.
I love that. Oh, that Too Many Cooks was Joe. Yeah, okay, you're like the I think you're like the third person that I know that knows about that thing. That's
Oh no, it was huge. It was very important to my life. I needed that influence.
So yeah. So so Jonathan, so what made you going from writing from drawing going into comedy like stand up like what made you want to do stand up?
I wasn't getting enough attention doing cartoons.
Oh, okay.
No,
That's a good reason.
I kind of I always liked stand up comedy. I like listening to it as a kid. And I always had these like I had like my parents' comedy albums like from like the 60s and 70s, and I would listen to these like old albums. I liked them. And then I was living in Korea at the time, and
nice.
a buddy Wasim, who's also in the scene.
Yeah. What's that?
I met him there, and we were like, he said, "There's an open mic. I've always wanted to do comedy. and you seem funny. Do you want to try to do an open mic so I don't have to go alone? And I was like, I would love to do comedy. And yeah, that way I won't have to go alone. So we started comedy basically on the first night. I tried it like maybe once or twice before, but like never really.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then it was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. It was fun to like write jokes and then perform them. And the thing is, like in Korea, it was really low stakes because I mean,
Yeah,
the
obviously.
audience is pretty small, like
Yeah.
for English shows, obviously. And so like it was easy to like sort of like rise up in the ranks and like learn a lot of stuff and get a lot of stage time.
Nice.
But like, I mean, there's no future in it there, really.
Yeah,
It's-
Yeah,
obviously.
obviously. But what
Obviously
type of
not.
crowd did you get? Like, was it mostly like white
yeah,
foreigners,
foreigners,
or okay,
mostly
and did you
foreigners.
mostly foreigners? Like
Okay.
what, 70%, and then the 30% is Korean.
Yeah, it would be like 70%, maybe more, maybe like 80% like
80%,
foreign,
20%
and then
Korean.
like people's girlfriends and boyfriends that were local.
Oh, okay,
Because
okay. So
you'd get
everybody.
a
Okay.
few like we did a couple shows where it
Mm.
was like no one in the audience, and so it's just Koreans just being confused.
Damn.
Like,
Okay.
who are
Those
these
are the best.
foreigners on stage, and why are they speaking English, and what are they doing? What is it? Because they don't really have the same stand-up tradition
No,
in
they don't have the
Korea.
sense of humor too.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Yeah.
they have a very different thing. Like they have what is called the gag concert, which is kind of like SNL type sketches, and they're very
Yeah.
very broad.
Oh, okay.
And like all the jokes are like, get it, she's fat, get it, he's ugly,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it, they're old, and like that's the extent of the joke. Again, I'm not Korean,
Mhm.
so like it's hard for me to like
Yeah.
get all the cultural nuances. I'm sure
Yeah,
there's
but
more
the
to
thing
it.
is, like in
But to
Korea,
my eye,
making
that's what it looks like.
yeah. But the thing is, in Korea, China, and even Japan, like making fun of somebody's physique, it's not something that is as badly seen as
Mhm.
here. Basically,
Yeah,
like you
no,
would,
it's fine
yeah,
there.
yeah, you would see
Um,
like comments like, "Oh, your face say Korean, but your body say Canadian." Like for fat Korean in Canada,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
I
Also, they have us.
love.
Yeah,
Can I just say absolutely loved my Korean friends and coworkers and their roasts
yeah.
of
Oh, really?
people because they were so pure and so like innocent. Like they said things that I'd never heard before. My
Like
one
what?
coworker, she went to the States and she was on the airplane. And the thing is, in Korea, if you want to be a stewardess, you have to be young, sexy, really
Yeah.
fit, and you're gonna wear like these kind of like sexier outfits.
Yeah.
She gets to American and she's on the American airline.
Mhm.
And she's like, and the people, they are like monsters. I thought that was good, but there's a better one. This is the better
Okay.
one. I was in a coffee shop, and my coworker,
Mhm.
he was like sitting facing me, so I was facing
Yeah.
the door, and I saw some girls walk in, and I knew them from the area, and they were also teachers at another school,
Oh.
and I was waving to them. He's like, "Who are you waving to? Friends of yours?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, American?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he got all excited because he knew they were women. He turns
Yeah.
around, and like they're regular looking women, and like they're wearing their heavy coats, and so like they're not looking shapely and everything.
No,
And he
he's gonna do
turns
the
around
truth.
all
He's
disgusted, going like, "Oh no, they are snowmen."
Oh no.
And I've never
That
heard
is
that
beautiful.
before, but
Yeah.
it blew my mind. I'm like, well, first of
That
all,
is-
don't tell him that. But between
Between
you and me, that's pretty funny.
that's fucking amazing.
You big like snowman.
Oh, they have all
snowmen.
sort of insult, like a pulp
Yeah.
edge, pumpkin
Yeah.
face, shrimp
Yeah.
face, all sort of crazy stuff.
But then, you know, because we wouldn't realize the way they were saying it, we're like, oh man, that's actually kind of clever.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
man.
I find there's a beautiful purity with anybody who's speaking a language that's not their native language, and
Yeah.
they're kind of putting stuff together.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a weird magic that happens where you're like, oh, you're making an observation that we've made before, but never in these words, and now it's new and exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you, and this is before the lockdown. There was
Now I'm
a
starting to realize I'm not a good comic now. I'm just French and I'm saying stuff they're not used to hear.
but
No,
but
lean into it. Lean into it.
Yeah.
You
There
think
was-
Billy Connolly's funny in Scotland? Everyone there is as funny as Billy Connolly. He had to leave.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
makes sense.
No, but there was a
Right.
comic. There was a comic who was from Korea, and he just wanted to try open mic here, right? But just putting words together, like the reason why he was funny was because he was putting words together trying to insult like a North American person, like, that's hilariously clever. He goes, you guys are laughing. And goes, no, that person was I forgot the insult, but it sounded clever at the time. Like, that is hilarious.
Oh no, if you're talking about the other guy, I think I know who you're talking about.
No, no,
but
no,
he,
no, no,
no,
it's not
he,
him. It's not him.
Okay.
It was someone else. It was someone else.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I was about to say he kind of staged that. But how is the feel? Like, how is it? How's like the like? Because my buddies went there to South Korea, and they were telling me like they're like they party hard, like they pretty much
Mm.
Oh,
drink
yeah.
like drink all the. Because like I think one night they said they didn't party, they didn't go out, and they almost felt like, oh, is it okay, like do you not like us or something? They're like, no, we just want a day off. It's like, no, we drink every day. Like, what
Party
the
every
fuck?
night.
I was like,
Yeah,
crap. I
God
was like,
damn,
must
party
be-
every
must be-
night.
Like, I mean, I'm not an expert, but like from my experience there, it seemed like everyone works really hard. There's a lot of social pressure and
Mhm.
career pressure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so the only way to alleviate that is copious amounts of alcohol and embracing the night
Mm.
or suicide. And
Yeah.
both
Oh.
of those are extremely popular.
Sounds like
So,
something that
one's
would happen
cheaper.
in the
One's
50s.
cheaper.
One
Like
is
guys
much
in the
cheaper.
50s would do, like getting plastered drunk at night and then getting to
Yeah.
job depressed.
No,
with
Yeah.
PTSD. Yeah.
There was some, I don't know. You end up, there was some closeness to it that was weird. But
Right.
Yeah, how many? Oh no, go ahead, Peter.
how many people do I know that committed suicide in Korea?
No,
Like,
no, 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 no.
Did you walk in the woods?
No, hold on. Let me get the pen. No, but
Oh, he died like a snowman. No, Joey. No,
but
He
Korean
melted in
like
the
work
sun.
hours, like like Korean like Korean work hours are like crazy. Like what?
Yeah.
Like 40, 50 hours, 60 hours.
no,
60
have-
40
a
hours
week.
is
We-
normal in a
people.
week.
That's
Yeah,
normal,
that's what I
Claudio.
meant. But
Jesus
no,
Christ.
but what I
Just-
meant is like what?
Can you
60,
believe it? They
70
work
hours?
30 hours a week.
Can you believe they only work 4 hours a week? These
Fucking
goddamn.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
No,
animals.
it's intense.
Mhm.
I mean, the thing is, as an American, or as if you come from North America, they will not make you work that much because
Okay.
they won't be able to keep you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like
And we have the
you wouldn't stay. Like if you went to Korea and they said, "All right, you're working 70 hours this week," you're like, "No, I'm not. Good luck. Find something else."
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have the
So
reputation
they
to be
gave
quite,
me regular,
lazy.
like I got like a 40-hour work week. It was like
Okay.
not that bad, but my coworkers did not, and
Like it.
like there's understandable resentment
Yeah.
because they know that you're not having to work as hard, and you're able to kind of like flout a lot of their weird things that you don't get. Like, because they're big on like the honorifics. Like you have to like give a lot of respect to people who are older than you and people who outrank you.
Yeah.
And I don't have that innately, so I had to kind of like learn how to do that because I was making people mad just by not like by just treating them like equals. Because I'm like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. And like, no, you gotta be low. Like you're lesser than
How low?
Like,
Like how low are we talking about? Like what would you have to do?
He's sucking his dick, Claudio. What do
Okay,
you
all
say?
right. I want
That's
Jonathan
why
to say
the
that, but-
Boeing actually. That's why the
you
Boeing-
can't
Yeah.
disagree with someone who outranks you, like
Okay.
publicly or privately. Like you really
Okay.
can't. Like it's not something you're supposed to do.
Okay.
It's almost
So
so-
like when your boss comes in and says, "Hey, suck my dick," you can't say no. You have to guzzle it.
Yeah,
It
that's
does
why.
look-
That's why when you receive a service from like somebody in East Asia and they say, "Oh, I'm working on it," that means he probably failed and you'll never see the project on time. But he tried to save face, so instead of saying "I fucking failed," like you would hear here, or like hearing excuses, that's that because of that fucking dickhead. He will say,
Yeah.
"No, I'm still working on it."
Yeah. But I mean, it almost seems like the same, like because like I remember Japan was kind of like that, but I think they had like designated places where people could pass out on the street.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
which
Yeah.
was like
That was
weird.
just the street in Korea.
Yeah.
I saw women in nice dresses, men in suits, like just face
passed out.
down in the gutter every single night.
Jesus fuck.
It was
Yeah.
insane,
drunk.
especially on the weekends. And then
Dude.
like around 4 a.m., 5 a.m., like
They're
an
back to work.
army of like old people who have been conscripted with like these like tubes to like vacuum up the city come
Oh,
out
shit.
of the woodwork and they just clean everything. So everything's
wow.
pristine again by like 7 or 6 a.m.
Shit.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that is dedication right there.
No,
It's
'cause
a
these guys-
lot. It reminded me of like Disneyland. If you ever went there and you stayed after hours just a little bit and looked over the fence, you can see like the tubes come out. The
I
guys
never
with
seen
like these long like tubes. They're vacuums, but they're like I don't know. It's weird.
They
Yeah,
clean up that
when,
shit.
because when you go to Disneyland, it kind of, as a child, it kind of feels like that fucking fairy place where everything is clean,
Yeah.
everybody's happy. Now, as an adult, you look at it, it's like, no, that's the Fourth Reich. This is a horror story. I'm never getting close to these places.
No, I mean, no, it's a nice. I mean, it's a nice vacation spot. Well,
No,
like,
this is terror, man. This is terror. It
how
scares
is
the
it
fuck
terror?
out of me.
Why?
Every time I see a street too clean, I'm wondering how many Jews that are getting gas while nobody's watching.
God damn, there's no
Wow.
Jewish people. What the is that? Where
No
you?
Jewish people in Korea? Wow, that's
They
racist.
don't
people.
allow Jewish people in Disneyland. You know that.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
God
what are you
damn,
talking
man.
about? Mr. Disney is probably still frozen. You know?
Oh
Yeah.
God, yeah. Well,
He's
his
probably
attitude
still-
about the Jews was
Oh my God!
It was
yeah.
very nice, very
Oh,
nice.
it was top of the notch,
very.
classy
Classy,
speech,
it was
yeah.
I mean, it
Well,
was bad, but it was progressive for a wealthy industrialist of that
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
Like you see that moment reminds you
That's
of
funny.
Family Guy. You know, like when Brian and
Oh.
Stewie were going through time, and then they ended up in like a Disney-esque character, and then
Yeah.
they
Oh,
see
yeah.
that Jewish character, and then they see him go. And then all the characters go Jew, and then off screen you focus on Stewie and Brian, and then you see like a tooth
Oh, that's
coming out of
right. It's a
nowhere.
Disney. Oh, that's
Oh.
right. It's a Disney
Disney
universe.
movie.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
Disney universe, yeah. Jew.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
man,
Walt
no, I
Disney really was the Henry Ford of drawing cartoon life.
yeah,
Henry Ford.
Yeah, we had the same thing with the Smurfs. Like, now I'm thinking about it. You have that big sorcerer with a big nose that just want to turn the Smurf into like fucking gold, and you have like that cat which his name is Azrael.
Oh,
What?
that's dangerously on
fucked.
the nose.
All
Not to
right,
mention
it's
the
Ah,
Smurfs.
but-
The Smurfs notoriously gather in the woods, wear white hoods, except
Yeah.
for the one who outranks them that wears a red hood.
Oh,
exactly.
shit.
Papa Smurf is the Grand Wizard of the Smurfs.
Oh
Yeah.
crap! What the
God
hell?
damn.
I didn't think of this.
Yeah,
Oh,
God,
Well,
guys,
here's
the
the
guys are
thing.
reading
The
way
people
too
who
deep
made
into
it probably
this.
didn't think of it either because they're Belgian. But
There we go. We can't.
the anti-Semitism might be real
Two
because
people
they're
we cannot
Belgian.
trust. Two people we cannot trust. The Belgians and the goddamn Swedes. Those are the two people who can. Oh, and the third one.
Oh, the Swedes.
Albanians.
The Swedes are
Albanians.
fine. What's your problem with the Swedes?
Yeah, that's where the money's at. Get out of here.
The,
Ah,
Sw-
that-
no, the
that's right.
Swedes, not the Swiss.
Oh, the Swiss. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
the Swedes then.
No, the Swedes are fine. No.
I like it.
IKEA,
I like
it's
it
a
how we're
marvel of-
miscommunicating.
No, IKEA is fucking marvelous. Like the Swedes and the Swiss are fine. Fuck the Belgian.
You know, in Switzerland, in Zurich, there is a museum where they
Yeah.
have under glass Hitler's autograph
Oh shit.
on the
Cool.
document that made sure that their country would not get invaded during World War II.
Damn.
Wow.
That makes sense.
And you're like,
Imagine that Time magazine
Mhm.
that had him on the cover. And it
Yeah,
was
like
some-
the man of the year. Yeah. In 33, I think. Or
Yeah.
36. I don't remember which one it was.
Imagine how much
I
that
mean,
cost
man of
him.
the year doesn't mean you're good
Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah.
To be fair, like,
What Putin was man of the year in 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I
Was
think. Yeah.
yeah,
'cause
he Yeah, he was
Yeah.
declared man of the year like
Yeah.
in 2012 something.
Oh, Trump?
Something like
No,
no.
Putin.
yeah,
Putin.
Trump was man of the year, but I don't remember
Yeah,
Hitler
yeah,
being
he's
in
maybe,
2012.
There was
2012, yeah. I'm
yeah.
gonna check it out.
there was a documentary Oliver Stone did. It was a
Oliver
few
Stone.
parts. Yeah, it was a few parts. It was basically about him interviewing Vladimir Putin. And I gotta say, man, Putin was not happy at all that he was being interviewed by Oliver Stone. And I think this was on the network channel, like Showcase Network channel. Man, was it hilariously cringe. Because
Does he speak English? I forget.
Oh,
now.
that was 27.
Does-
the Putin
2007.
interviews. Yeah, that's all it
No,
was.
no,
Yeah,
no, the Putin interview. Like he was man of the year
Yeah.
for Time magazine.
What
Yeah.
year was that?
2007.
Yeah, and then the Putin
2007?
interviews were 2017, and then then Putin answered like Oliver Stone was asking his big questions, and Putin all he responded while the translator was saying was, "Yeah, I like this very, very much. Yes,
Yeah,
I agree. I'm
I
like,
always
God
dreamt
damn.
having a Ukrainian garden.
I don't
yeah,
know. Every time I see
Problem are
like
the Ukrainians.
yeah. Because
Too many of them.
he's humorless and full of himself. Vladimir Putin is the Steven Seagal of Russians.
but
No,
then again,
it's just Russians.
It's,
no, but no, because that's the thing. Like you see like the Russian dash cams, and you're like, yo,
Oh man,
like that place.
those Russian
are
dash
great.
cams, those, yeah,
Yeah.
they're amazing, man.
They have a
fucking
lack of
amazing.
reactions at every fucked up shit they see, though.
There was, there
Yeah,
was
They
a
have the
barely.
reflex to send it on the internet, but when they
Yeah.
see the tank coming across and that kind of stuff, they don't react. They just stop and they keep going because that shit is normal.
yeah.
yeah,
Like,
this is Tuesday.
This is
Yeah,
There
there you
was
go.
there was there was there was an arrest that the Russian cops had to make. So they brought in the SWAT unit. A SWAT member ran to a car, and feet first crashed into the windows.
Oh,
And
I see.
then
I see.
Yeah.
That's
that in America.
impressive.
yeah, I'm
That's
like
amazing.
that is fucking impressive. Jesus Christ, man.
No, I remember I saw this car crash, and then the guy, they both income, whatever, like they just smashed like nose to nose, and then they're like kind of spinning somehow, and then but the cameras kind of caught the other caught the other, so you're seeing directly into the other car, and then like his front his his windows is gone, and you see the guy, he wakes up from the crash. Looks at the camera, looks at the guy. Hey, fuck you! He's still ready to go. You're like, what the dude? You're just in the accident. Like, just
That
wait a
is
minute.
amazing.
Wait a
Oh my
minute.
god, that is amazing.
Fuck you, that's your fault.
Oh
Fuck.
my god.
Or that one
amazing.
night, I think we
Have
showed it
good
here.
insurance.
I think it's the one we showed it here where this guy comes in to rob a grocery store,
Yeah.
and then he points the gun at the old lady. So the old lady's like, passing like, bread, $2, fucking milk, $2. And then he points it, like, give me all the money. And then she looks at him. Then she goes, carrots, $2. Like she just keeps going. Like she didn't give a shit. And then another old lady goes to put her food down. Like doesn't even care that the guy's there. And then the manager's like, okay, you gotta go. And he just kicks him out. I'm like, what the? He's holding you at gunpoint, and it didn't matter to none of them. I was like, holy
I
crap.
didn't give a shit for Stalin. I'm not
No.
giving a shit for you either.
Oh man, basically.
Styles
Oh,
a
man.
different level. Man. He's goddamn. That's wild times.
A
Hopefully, we don't
buddy
see
of
that,
mine,
right?
a buddy of mine played. I think he really shouldn't have done this, but like he took a gamble and he was okay. But he was a taxi driver for a little while, and like a 50-year-old man got in the front seat and pulled a gun on him.
No
Oh
shit.
shit.
And
Where's this?
this guy is in New York.
Oh.
I don't know where he is now. I haven't talked with him in many years, but he was in and out of jail, and that's the other thing. This guy also didn't know the guy who got in the car didn't know that my buddy had just gotten out of jail and was like insane. And so like he locks the guy in, he locks the door, and he grabs the gun from him and just starts beating the shit out of this old man.
Jesus
And he
Christ.
calls the cops and he says, I'm not letting you out of the car. And the cops show up, and then he still charges him for like
Yeah.
the time
Beating
that
up
he
the guy?
sat in the taxi because he kept the meter running. And the thing is, the gun was not loaded, but he did not know that.
Yeah,
Well,
how are you
I
supposed to
don't
know
know. I don't know. You see I don't know. Someone's pointing a gun at me. I will do whatever it takes to beat the shit out of
I'm
him.
pretty sure there's no people that has such a gun expertise that just look at a gun. It's like, fuck off.
No,
It's a
there's no way he knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
of
when I
course.
asked him about it, I'm like, why did you do that? That's insane and irresponsible. He's like, well, I figure like he's not going to shoot me over like the $3 I have in the you only had $3 in the car. Give him the money.
Yeah. No, then he's gonna probably.
He doesn't know how much money you have. He's like, oh yeah, I guess he didn't. Like,
No, you could have been like, yeah, you could be like, yo, go to the bank machine. Come with.
yeah,
me.
yeah. There's a lot of things he could have done, but
Yeah.
But if it was just the $3, I'd be like, shit, man. You
Oh, man, if it was at $3, I would have been. You know what, man? I feel bad for you.
Okay.
Fuck, I wasted my time trying
Oh.
to rob you.
The four of
No.
us, I know exactly what we would have done in that situation. Being
that?
on herself, begging for a life. The guy did fucking knew if the gun was loaded. Picked it
Yeah.
up and beat that guy with it. Like, I mean, there's no point for us to be, yeah, if I were there, I would have done that, this, and that. Like, fuck off. I would have shit on myself 10 times.
yeah. I don't think any reasonable person would be like grabbing
No.
the gun from the guy because like he could shoot you, like you're dead.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, you're
just
pretty much dead.
The button, boom, done.
man,
Well, I mean, it depends. If he's like, I'm gonna shoot you anyways, like, well, man, motherfucker, you gonna wait for it, or are you gonna, just charge
Yeah.
him and die anyway? like, what are you?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. His whole
But like,
thing was like, most people don't have it in them to kill somebody. I'm like, yeah, that's
no,
true.
no,
But
yeah, that's true.
also,
That's true.
like, the guy getting
Fortunately.
in your car with a gun, you don't know that that's not the one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know that shit.
Like,
But
you don't know.
Mm.
yeah. No, New York's a weird place. Like, have you lived there? Because I had a buddy that his cousin was there, and then he was telling. I remember he was telling us one day. He's like, "Oh man, I had his iPod, but this guy robbed me." And I was like, "Oh yeah." He's because like he had like a gash on his hand. So I was like, "Yo," I was like, "Where'd you get that from?" And he goes, "No." Like the guy goes up. He's like, "Yo, give me your iPod." He's like, "No." Then he stabbed his hand. He's like, "Ow!" He's like, "Give me your fucking iPad." He's like, "Oh, right here you go." And then that was it.
That is
I was like, "What?"
gave me your phone. Ow! Gave
You
me your
make me
phone.
do these things to you.
Okay.
It's fucking crazy.
Look
I'm
what
like,
you make me do.
Yeah.
yeah, like New York seems like just like a wild like. I used to think it was like okay, maybe certain places, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
I remember going to like San Diego and to be like, okay, don't go past the train tracks after this time, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I see why.
Pretty
But like
much like every other city, right?
pretty much, but like New York,
There's rough parts of it, but like, you know,
New-
there's parts that aren't like that aren't
Yeah.
dangerous or anything.
Pretty
but
sure
like
like
New York,
a lot
no,
of places in Manhattan you might be fine actually.
no, like the way I'm hearing like let's say like the Bill Burrs and stuff like that. They're
Yeah.
like yeah, I remember being on a train and this guy stabbed him like just before Central Park and shit. You're like what the fuck? Like what's going on over there, man? Like, what?
Oh yeah, you guys talking about like Russian dash cams, like the subway fights.
In Russia?
Oh,
Well,
In New
no,
York,
in New York or anywhere. Like, most of
Oh,
them are in New York, if
Yeah.
we're honest. Like, and those are wild.
yeah, they are.
Jesus
I
Christ! I need
I
to check
can't.
that.
I don't have it in me to watch like competitive like fighting, like MMA or UFC or like
Oh,
boxing even,
All right.
because there's no like I know they're trying to drum up drama and they're like, oh, this guy hates him and like he said some stuff and they're like, yeah, but it's all fake. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I like watching
It's
the
like
real
wrestling,
stuff
but
because I can like I have to figure out like, all right, is there a hero here, or are they all villains? Is there enough clues to like figure out the story? And
Yeah.
is justice served, or is it a cliffhanger, or does evil prevail? And it's really like it's more real, man. It's
I
crazy
like
and
it.
it's nasty. Most of it gets really gross.
So you're telling me
But
you're watching like fights in metro or like train stations, just like some people watch wrestling. Like you try to
yeah,
figure out like the storyline and like yeah, do
yep.
they have a music entrance and stuff?
No.
Alas, no. Although no, that's not true. Some of them. There was one. There was
You
one I
said
watched. It
corrected,
started because
Peter.
this woman wouldn't stop singing
Okay. All right. That's an intro.
on the metro. And
Yeah.
the thing is, like, yeah, she's being obnoxious, but it turns into like an all out brawl
Yeah.
because she won't
Nice.
stop singing, and then she
Oh,
gets
Jesus.
like concerned because she's like a bunch of
Fuck
people
off,
are
I'm
fighting.
singing.
There's blood and teeth shooting all over the
Jesus
place. You're like,
Christ.
oh, maybe I should have not been singing.
Yeah,
Because-
well, make sure to
I
think
coulda
her
stopped.
options for other careers. Yeah.
Oh, what I wish is like she actually beating the guy, and while she's beating her, she's beating the guy. She's like, "Ah, get the girl!" and starts.
She doesn't get hit at all. Like it's
Not
other
also.
people on her behalf because like one
Yeah.
guy wants to fight her and another guy steps in to like protect her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then a couple other people get involved and they're all like just fighting and she's just like in the background like don't fight, don't fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
That's a
boys.
odd
Don't
reason
fight
to go
for me.
fight. Actually, somebody that sings that annoys you.
Don't
No.
sing on the fucking subway.
Don't sing on the
Like,
subway.
There's that
Yeah,
too,
dude.
but don't fucking
Don't
like beat her
do
to
it.
death because she's singing.
Oh
No,
some
of
people-
course, like everyone's wrong here.
Yeah,
This is an
exactly.
example where you don't fight over this, but also don't. And people are
I'll see.
asking you nicely to like, hey, maybe
comment.
Stop.
Yeah.
stop
you know?
it.
No,
Just-
yeah.
It
but
costs you nothing to shut up.
yeah,
Yeah, just play some music in your ears, like most normal people.
yeah. No, but that happened to me because I was on the metro going somewhere, and then randomly at
You
Barry
start
UQAM
singing and somebody beat you up.
Someone
No.
fought on your behalf.
No.
Yeah,
I'm
Claudio,
very.
but
No,
I'm gonna be your
no.
champion because I like your voice. You have the
No.
voice
I
of
can
an
Someone
be
angel.
white
your-
knight Claudio on the subway.
On
I
at
can
Barry
be your
UQAM.
hero, baby.
No, at Barry UQAM, this guy randomly starts singing. And then,
Yeah.
but he's really off key. And then like,
Okay.
and then he goes, hey, I'm an artist, and then he just coughs like
No.
those whooping coughs, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes, and it smelled like really bad meal, but people were just like minding their own business, and he's going up and down the cart, going, yeah, I'm like, oh my, with his broken
Claudio,
guitar.
I don't think he was singing. I don't think he
Yeah,
was singing. I don't.
I think he's
I
just
don't know.
dying.
I think you just. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because you're gonna say I'm dying playing a guitar while you're doing that, Peter.
Well, no. If a guy's just going around, yeah, you got to change. I don't think like, oh, he sounds like Mark Anthony. Like, no, he's fucking. He's just going around the fucking.
He's gonna get
bus.
discovered.
Yeah.
You see this kid? This kid has fucking talent right there.
This guy was asking for money in a terrifying guttural voice.
You,
I think
you
he's
got
got
some.
Give me $2.
money.
All right.
Sounds
Madison
like-
Square Garden is waiting for you.
Shoot, he sounds like
The
he sounds like
boss of the
Creed
Plus
with
Bella
arms wide open.
I have AIDS. Please help me. What?
My plus bell next week. Yeah.
Homeless people.
The boobs.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
no, I don't think I've seen anyone like. No, I'm wrong. There was a guy. There's a guy, but he wasn't he wasn't homeless, but clearly something was wrong with him. So I was
Okay.
waiting for this night bus, and then the guy. So the guy asked me like, "Oh, do you know what the time is?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. 1 second. I'm just gonna pull out my phone." So what are you, a fucking idiot? I'm like, "What?" and then I'm like, then I was about to argue with him, the guy. So I'm like, "Yo, what do you fucking say?" And then he's just like, and he starts singing, and I was like, "Oh shit, okay, this is off the rails. Like I can't
Oh,
fucking deal
shit.
with this." Like, but then he did it against another. He did to another dude, and his friends would not take. He's like, "Hey, no, fuck you, motherfucker." And then so they're like fighting on the bus. And then the bus driver had to split it up, and then the cops come, and then they're like, "Who's fighting?" And then the guy starts singing, and then you're like,
Oh, it's that guy. That guy.
This guy, I was
That's a
like,
nice joke, but you never know what kind of guy you're gonna come across with.
Yeah.
No, it's not a joke, but I mean,
Yeah,
shit,
I'm
I
sure
did
he
it's
was
it.
fucking around with people. I
Yeah.
cannot believe you just do that. Like you're an idiot. What? All right, la la la.
Yeah, but he was like,
At this point, I think we've all been like accosted by like people who are a little bit like off, and to the point where like our guard should be up. Where I feel like I don't know. Like at this point, like someone like I don't know like starts walking up to me, like especially in the subway. I'm like, I don't have time. I don't have time.
I was like,
I don't have time. I don't know who you are, what you want, and it's
Yeah.
probably fine, but it might not be on the outside chance. Like, no, I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time.
That's funny, but I do. Yeah, not right now. Yeah, I agree with you there. Like I don't want to. I don't want to hear the whole thing. Like I remember I was with Vance one day, Vance and Samson the other day, and I'm like, "Yo, Vance, you're very generous." He's like, "Dude, I just want this guy stopped." This guy came in. He's like, "Hi, I'm new to the streets." Vance like, "Look, listen. Here's a 20. Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah,
That's how you do it.
There you go. Fuck off.
Like that's the thing. Like I remember getting approached by people, like, and they just like have like this long convoluted story that makes no sense.
Just
Like, like you have, presumably your whole life to just come up with a simple story of why you need money, and you can't even do that. Like,
No. No, it's just weird. Well, it's weird. It's weird from like I remember like people were talking about like homeless. Well, anyway, okay, so we'll scratch that. But I remember I was in San Diego and I went to this Jack in the Box, whatever.
love Jack in the Box.
The box, I fucking love that place. That place is fucking awesome. But so I'm in there, and then me and my boys are in there. We were just laughing. So I just started laughing, and then this girl in the back's like, "Hey, I heard that laugh for 19 years." And I'm like, "What the fuck? This
What
is
the
our."
fuck?
I'm like, "Dude, we just came to San Diego. Like, what's the problem?" So then she goes, "No." Then she like, because my buddy wanted to go because we were there for San Diego for the Comic-Con. So he wanted to go to this. He wanted to go to this 40K Warhammer 40K like world building panel, but we end up not going. So then this girl starts going off on this long story of how she got bullied in kindergarten, and then someone shot paint on her, and then this led to like a cop owing her 40K, and then another dude from MedLife named Thomas Twapather owing he owed him
Say the name
8K.
one more time. I need to hear the name again.
Yeah,
Thomas
please.
Thomas Tawapather. That was I'll never forget it.
I love
Thomas.
the specificity in
I
this.
like-
I know. She must have thought of his name for years. Thomas
Tawapather.
Thomas Tawapather.
Thomas Tawapather, and
She's
she
just blogging in real life, dude.
Yeah, and she's just like, listen, this guy owes me 800K. This cop owes me 40K. I just want the $800 that I'm owed. And I'm like, but like, why is everybody paying you this much? I'm interested in this story. I'm like, yo, dude.
Yeah.
And then she's like, look, I apologize. I didn't mean to yell at you. I'm like, no, I just want to know where the money's coming from. I just like, what the fuck? She never answered, but no.
I was expecting almost Peter being like, how was I too? And I was like, what's the end of the story?
No, I was
Thomas
really interested in the story.
That is a creative name.
Oh no, that's why I'm like, it's one of the bits I'm working on, but like I got a freaking. It's just that when I heard that name, I was like, that's the most
name is
beautiful.
perfect.
It's
It's like,
sure.
All right, guys, we're gonna
Does every
have
bit of a made up name? That's what it is.
yeah. Yeah. All right, guys, we got
Iverson
Thomas
Toppelbin was over here.
Thomas Tawapather.
It was Thomas, yeah.
Forest brambly thickets. Just
Oh, this is
It
Oh
was
my
just
God.
a crazy. Like I have to like draw it. Like after I remember the story and draw it down, but it was just everything that led to the cops and everything. And then my buddy just looked at me. He's like, "You see, all because you fucking laugh too loud." And I'm like, "No, I didn't."
no. That's not the takeaway.
Oh my
fucking
God,
God.
this is good. Jesus
That was fucking
Christ.
good. That was a fucking good time. San Diego, yeah. Look, it's just America. America's just
I love
so
San
different.
Diego, man.
San Diego's. Oh, I love it. It's
Honestly, like the most American thing I've seen this week that was I don't know, Jonathan, if you saw that, but that was like you see a skyline of a Ukrainian city, and then you hear a really eerie sound of an alarm going off, like a raid's coming, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
and then
Oh,
you
the
have
Applebee's.
yeah, and like just imagine
yeah,
what an
that's-
Applebee's just imagine what an Applebee's ad might look like, guys. Well, that's
I
exactly
seen the
that,
video.
but even more.
Yeah, I seen the video. That was actually. I'm like, yeah, that's America. That.
Oh,
they
yeah.
do that.
Like,
They do
and-
that.
I mean, the thing
I'll
is,
listen
we got to report the news, but the wheels of capitalism have to be turned somehow. So we gotta.
Oh wait, they
Basically.
made a compromise on this. They have like they had the two things going on at the same time.
Oh, did they? No.
Yeah. You had the
no,
ad,
no,
and
no,
then
no,
on
I
the
see.
other side, you had like a Ukrainian raid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. On the bottom, yeah. But it's like
No,
It was
bottom,
insane. No, it was a
out of
split
the
screen
image.
where
Yeah.
like
Oh.
the ad was like part of the screen, but like not the
Oh.
whole screen. And
God
so it's not
damn.
like even cutting to a commercial, which would have been jarring enough.
yeah.
It was like, no, still the siege of Kiev, and also this.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm
Eat
kind
at
of hungry.
Applebee's.
I'm kind of hungry. I got it. Yeah, you know, you got to fucking feed that fucking network. I get it.
Yeah,
Yo,
ask me
Joe
like,
Rogan's taking our people, okay? Joe Rogan's taking our viewers. We need that.
Pretty much.
basically.
But at surface
Basically.
level, I was like, oh, this is so insane. And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's good. It's good there's a place such as this on Earth where being a fucking ignorant asshole has no consequences at all.
I never been.
Like you can elect like
Oh,
Donald
I've
Trump
been
for
to
4 years
Applebee's.
in America, nothing will
they're
happen.
fine, they're
Try that
fine.
in France, and all your ports are blockaded by fucking the UK and Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but Peter, I've been to Applebee's in New York. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just
It's
okay.
basic bitch shit.
yeah, exactly. It's
Oh,
basic.
it's
It's
solid
basic.
food.
It's what you see on the commercial. It's like it's that
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like
It's
yeah.
like-
I mean, it's what it is like American culture is just trying to brand itself to death.
Mm.
Yeah.
So like everything is just branding. That's
Yeah.
that's what the culture is. And then when you get into like a place like Applebee's, it's like, well, we want like a sports bar vibe, but like where you could take a family. And we
Yeah.
don't really have like
Oh.
pubs, so it's like this like halfway in between,
Yeah,
like a family
exactly.
friendly restaurant, but also a sports bar.
They even had
Yeah,
Applebee's in like I went to the one also in San Francisco, and believe it or not, in like you think McDonald's is gonna be in every corner. No, McDonald's was hard to find in San Francisco, but Applebee's they were like a one in every second corner, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me go check out Applebee's. It was the weirdest thing. It was like felt like it was half Hooters half of like just and then
You
half like
saw
a
titties.
family
You saw
night.
big
I'm like,
titties.
this is fucking
You saw
weird.
big titties.
A
That's
sport,
okay.
but it's kind of weird a sports bar for the family though. Like
Yeah,
if there's
exactly.
something
No,
I
you
don't
have,
want
like,
to
That's
do
what it
too much,
is. That's what Applebee's is.
Oh
it's
yeah,
weird.
okay. It's
Weird
okay.
because I have an anecdote like going to a casual sport of watching boxing with my girlfriend and a bunch of friends because I invited her to be polite and she didn't cut up to it, so she said yes. And she went to the boxing match with
Yeah,
me and my friends, and they were a
yeah,
table of Mexican right aside of us. Really
yeah,
important because one of the boxers were Mexican, the other one was Manny Pacquiao,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
like yeah, and that was I think it was Vasquez that just dropped Pacquiao, and he went down like a big pack of potatoes. You could see on the TV, fucking like the wife of Pacquiao crying, and then a whole table of Mexicans got nuts. My girlfriend got paranoid, like she got like traumatized from it. It's like it's crazy. The guy is
Why?
down,
Yeah,
and you have
from
that
the
table of guys
jubilation
yelling.
of the Mexican table, like it spooked her.
Stuker.
It's kind of weird to
Oh my
watch that
god,
when
the mix.
you're not used to it. Yeah, when you see somebody get knocked out and a
Yeah,
bunch of guys just cheering about it, right?
yeah.
So wait a minute. You're telling me she went to a Habs game
No,
and they
she
were
went to
No,
a
no,
boxing match.
boxing was
Here,
No, but
boxing.
I'm
here's what you
saying.
do. Here's what you do, Joey. Next time that happens, just a reminder that
Oh,
Manny
I know
Pacquiao
what to do.
was like,
Don't invite her.
a spousal abuser.
Yeah,
Spousal abuser.
but yeah,
Like
but
it's
no,
good.
but
They're
yeah,
cheering for that. Like,
yeah.
it-
Ah,
But yeah,
yeah.
going back to Applebee's, like, it
Yeah.
was a weird. It was like it was Hooters mixed with casual spa.
You sure it was
Really?
Applebee's? I
Hooters.
think it was something
How?
else. I
I
think
have
it's
no
something else.
idea. No, I have no idea.
You have
I
no
like,
idea.
I
So it's
think
but,
it
good.
but,
was.
but the
there's a
food was
lot of
okay.
Applebee's clones in
Yeah,
America. Like, there's a
yeah,
lot of like
especially
similar
San
ones.
Francisco. Yeah.
To me, like I have this weird thing where like because I like a mom and pop shop, but I
Mhm.
also do want them to like do well and make it, but I don't want them to
Yeah.
make it too much because
Why?
like it's when you get to like McDonald's or Burger King, it's like no, it's not fun. So you
Yeah.
want to find that cusp. You don't want Applebee's is still too far. There's like a
Yeah.
couple
Like
franchises that
Denny's?
are like at the right sweet spot where they haven't fully made it yet. They're statewide, maybe but
Yeah.
they haven't gone nationwide, and that's kind of
Yeah,
the
okay.
sweet spot you want to look for.
Mm.
There's one I love this place. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm sure it's in a few other places too. It's called Cane's Chicken.
Okay.
Delicious fried chicken.
Oh shit.
Okay.
It's all they serve is fried chicken, waffle
Okay.
fries, and then like they have like Texas toast style hot dog buns. They
Damn.
just
Oh.
Texas toast these hot dog buns
Yeah.
and coleslaw. That's the only thing you can order. You go, you tell them how much you want, they put it in a bucket. Now, Cane's, it's spelled Cane apostrophe S, so
Yeah.
it's Cane. You're like, all right, it's a
Yeah.
Cane. All right, who's this Cane guy? And then you see like the logo. It says Raising Cain. I'm like, oh, but it should be Cain, like
Yeah.
the Bible character, because that's what
Yeah.
that's where that comes from, Raising
Right.
Cain. We're like, all right, so they spelled it wrong, but maybe it's a guy. And then I'm pulling around through the drive-through, and then you see who Cain is.
Yeah.
Cain is the owner's dog that died,
Oh.
and it's wearing like sunglasses and has like a hat. It's like a photograph, just a giant blown up pixely photograph of their dead dog on the side of the building. And it says, Cain, we dedicate these chickens to you, or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, this is like before they like sanitize it for the nation audience and make it like a cartoon dog that's still alive. That's like advertising the product, because that's where it's gonna go. Like I already see it, and this is like Cain, you're at the perfect level. Don't go too far. Stay here with your weird dog picture.
Nah, make a cartoon, man.
Exactly.
You don't want no memories.
I love it at this level. It's gonna ruin it.
That's what
shit.
it meant by fucking Cain, like raising Cain, like bringing back to life. Fuck, man, this is
It'd
nuts.
be like
Yeah,
fucking,
it goes
like,
deep. The layers of it are intense. I was like,
I never imagined the whole restaurants would that brand would be an excuse for a voodoo exercise somewhere in the basement to bring back old dead dogs to life.
Basically, Cane's Chicken is the Suspiria remake.
Basically, right?
Basically,
Yeah.
they have to do this process, and you
Yeah.
know, you get to do magic.
Exactly. And when you become an international company, the only way to stop it is to burn the HQ where they have the witch in the basement sleeping.
I could picture him being like freaking like, yo, you want the best chicken in Kentucky? Come to the doghouse, Cane's Chicken.
See,
And he's
that's
fucking
good.
That's
they
ridiculous.
haven't figured it out yet, and I think it's because the people in charge are still too close to the death of their pet. Like they need to let
People
it
get that,
go.
though.
They need to let it go a little bit. They need to process. They need to grieve.
Yeah.
It's natural,
Mhm.
but at this point, it's been several years. You really should be over it now. Like time to like mark it up. Like get
Yeah,
Just
7 years. It's pretty much like the lifetime of almost a lifetime of another dog. So
like, what did this dog do, man?
Yeah.
Like, how long the dog lives? Like 13
that's
years.
the thing. The
Yeah,
dog
50.
made the chicken recipe.
the dog made
shit.
the chicken recipe.
I mean,
Dog
You
maybe, who
have me
knows?
interested. How did
Dog
that work?
food. Shit.
I think like everyone's just trying to compete with the Colonel down there. Louisville, they have Colonel Sanders' body.
Oh yeah.
Oh, do
Where?
they?
Where?
Yeah, he's buried in the same cemetery as Muhammad Ali.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh,
And
shit.
you can see because they're both Louisville guys.
Okay.
And you can see I went to the tomb for both of them, and the Colonel Sanders one is funny because like the Muhammad Ali one is like, okay, just sleek black stone, and you're just like, oh, it's like there's some reverence here, and it's like, and there's stuff growing all over on it, and there's bushes. And then you go to the Colonel Sanders one, and there's like a bust of his head that his daughter sculpted, and there's like giant pillars around it, and it's like very like, oh, that's how he would have done it.
Yeah, because he
That's
was a
how
odd
Colonel
guy,
Sanders
basically.
would have done it.
That's fucking
He
crazy.
was fucking weird, kind of Sanders though. Like he would do a lot of cameos into B movies back in the days. Like,
Did
did
he?
you watch any of those?
No.
No.
With Colonel Sanders is in movies?
Yeah,
Really?
apparently he used to do
Yeah.
some cameos into like B movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
yeah.
apparently, from what I've heard, apparently he was a big fan of like muscle car and stuff,
Yeah.
and he was really into B movies.
That's so
I'm gonna make you a list of movies to go check that out.
But I love
He's
that he
in
has like a
Hell's Bloody Devils, The Big Mouth, and Blast Off Girls.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
This is amazing.
Yeah,
This is
he was.
great.
Yeah. He was also he was in the Sphinx. He was in the Big Mouth, Hell's Body Devils.
Oh yeah, I remember I've seen like
Hell's
the review from
Bloody
Cinema
Devils.
Snub. That was
Oh my
great.
god,
This
is
looks
amazing.
amazing. Let's see his IMDb.
This
Colonel
sounds like those
Sanders.
those bad those bad B movie pornos.
Yeah.
Oh, then he was in Smash Cut. There's the producers wish like those tanks. Opening night. Oh man, this is something.
Yeah.
I love that he plays himself in all these too. Like
Yeah,
that's
it's a cameo.
that's
what-
amazing.
It's
I
great.
honestly, he's got such a good look. I'm so glad that he's the face of that goddamn chicken place.
Yeah.
God damn, man.
God
Yeah.
bless him, man.
God,
God bless
I'm
him. He
showing
makes
a
great
picture,
chicken.
Colonel
Wearing a
Sanders.
white
Anyone-
suit with the little white
Yeah.
beard and
well-
mustache and the hair and the little tie.
He was born on September 9th, 1890, and died September 16, 1980.
Wow.
Jesus
Flipped.
Christ, that was some math, eh?
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
1980. God damn, yeah. What are you saying,
But
Peter?
that's the thing. Like I felt like KFC and like Pizza Hut, like they fell over time, man. Like those places.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
it's-
I remember when I was younger, Pizza Hut was a thing. You know?
Yeah, it
And
was
now-
either
and now-
pan pizza when if you read it's like what you read a
Yeah,
book, I get a
those,
pan
all
pizza.
those.
Gapes.
Their heyday is long gone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's a sex tape about me and Satan. I don't know why everybody's making a fuss
You have
about
a
it.
sex tape with you and Satan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was the guy that was singing on the metros. Joey is.
Hey, we're gonna get
Gave
back
me some
at you.
ecstasy, and so for some reason I said yes. And before I knew it, I was in bed with Satan, and they were a whole filming crew during the whole
Oh,
thing.
man.
Yeah,
It's a metaphor.
Shit.
yeah.
That is something.
I have kind of a related. It's not exactly a sex tape per se.
Okay.
Cool.
But so like when I was living in LA, I said I was doing extra work.
Mhm.
Like that, you almost never see my face in anything. But there's like just a couple things where I appeared. And there's one where it was a TV show called Warren the Ape, which was a spin-off of Greg the Bunny. If anyone
Okay.
remembers that show with the little
Yeah.
puppets. And they didn't tell me anything about it, but like they cast me and said, all right, show up in this state, blah, blah, blah. Are you okay being around animals? Because we're shooting on a farm. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'm not. So I go, and the part is I'm a gay Boy Scout porn star sitting around a
Fucking love it.
campfire. in a porno that Warren the Ape was in, that like was uncovered at a party, and they put it on, and they watch it, and then he comes up and he like basically fucks us.
What the fuck?
And I thought, because I'm like, well, no one, they never cut to me, they never show my face, so like I don't mind this being out in the world, this is fine. And then like I forgot about it, because like you don't think about it, you're like, yeah, I did as a show, I did it, I showed up, I did the thing, they paid me. One of my extra buddies called me up, says, dude, I saw you on Warren the Ape, you got a lot of FaceTime, dude, that's so sick. I tracked down the episode and I watched it, and they did cut to me a lot, because I had a lot of like reaction shots. I was like, oh yeah, well, this is
not Ape dead. Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Oh my
But
god,
speaking-
not the Hardy Ape. Oh my god.
But
yeah,
Jonathan,
he
so-
like shows up and he like drops his pants, and like the camera's like between his legs, and you just see us all like going like, ooh. Kind of thing.
Oh my god,
no,
that is so
they're
cheesy.
fucking him. They're gonna fuck me too. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I remember that guy. I remember that. What movie was that?
Oh, that was Troll 2, I think.
Those Troll. I love that
Troll 2 is
scene.
amazing.
So
That was-
retarded. That's
Oh,
You've
my
seen
God.
Birdemic, of course, right?
What?
Birdemic.
No,
That's
I
didn't
heard
saw
of it.
that.
I haven't seen it. I
Oh
haven't
my
seen it.
god.
No, I freaking.
It's
I
Oh,
remember.
really?
I remember Sharknado.
Birdemic. I
That was a
should
check.
check it out.
You
Like-
should.
But
Yeah,
so Jonathan, what so you mentioned that you were extras in films. What other films have you been on as extras?
I did mostly commercials, so I didn't do
Okay.
too many. I did a couple TV shows and a couple a bunch of commercials. I didn't do any like Hollywood movies. I did like
Okay.
short films and stuff where
Okay.
where I could act, and that was kind of fun.
Ah, it's cool.
But I
have
did
you ever
get to be
considered-
like, sorry, what?
Have you ever considered to try to be the Pringle guys?
I literally had this thought, like, because my job is like I'm tutoring ESL, and so like I'm seeing my face and like the little thing, and I was looking, and the guy was roasting himself and what he looked like, and I was like, yeah, and I could be the Pringles guy, and I'm like, oh. And then he laughed a little too hard. I'm like, come on.
All right, man. Shit, man.
It's
I
like
like
it's
the
funny
chips.
if I say it, but you can't enjoy it as much as you're doing it.
Yeah.
But did you do like a lot of stand up comedy like in New York or like all these places in the States or?
No, actually, because I didn't start doing it until I left. I was in Korea when
Oh,
I really started. I did it like
shoot.
once or twice in LA at the Improv,
Okay, no, that's
but
sick.
it's like it's
oh,
you
this
put your
is a-
name in a hat, 300 people show up, and they draw it out randomly. You get 3 minutes, and if anyone who's anybody pops up, everyone gets bumped. So like I only
Ooh.
got on stage, I think maybe twice. And it was
Okay.
very bad, like because you can't do anything with 3 minutes, especially if you've never done it before, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so-
Yeah, 3 minutes. Yeah, I know. Do things in 3 minutes. I can't. No, it's
Yeah.
No, it's
So I-
visible, but I mean, it's tough.
But I did, and I like since then I've done it in like I've done comedy in a bunch of places in the United States, Korea, Spain, Scotland, Lebanon,
Oh shit!
here. I don't know, a bunch of places. Like it's
Not
actually
even
been
sure.
pretty
Even Amares did some set at Lebanon.
Yeah, no, that was super cool to do in Lebanon because I was the only non-Lebanese person on the show, and
Oh, shit.
the shows there are kind of disorganized. It was funny
so?
because
Oh.
like, we did. So I was with Wasim. We did 2 shows. The one was really really good, and the second one was like kind of a mess. And the thing is, the guy who's hosting, right?
Mm.
He just kind of like he says once everyone's in their seats, like, okay, so now we're gonna do some comedy. The first guy, blah blah
Oh,
blah, and
wow.
that's it. There's no
Oh
no
wow!
talking to the audience, warming them up. It's like no, you're in, and
Oh, wow.
and I was the
fuck.
first act,
Oh,
which is
wow.
confusing if because already I'm like speaking English, which
Mhm.
is unusual for the show. And he doesn't give any context that I'm not local. And it's just,
Oh, okay,
I have
okay.
to spend the first like couple minutes being like, all right, let me explain.
Though I might
You're
look like
probably
you.
wondering why I'm not.
Usually there's a host that knows.
Yeah, no, but that actually is because years ago I did like for an Italian thing, right? And the host he doesn't understand how comedy works. So it goes, excuse me, okay, Claudio Capri, he's gonna tell you jokes. Go. I'm like, and everyone's like, what the fuck? And then I'm going on
Yee.
stage. I'm like, the fuck is going on? But this is the way he goes, excuse me, Claudio Capri, yeah? And I'm like, and then the way he would bring like the headliner, the final act of the night, goes, okay, other guy who makes you laugh, ladies and gentlemen, so and so, go. I'm like, the fuck? Like we're all confused. We're like, what the hell? And then oh man, and then at the end, like they were giving him, like people were congratulating him for doing the show. I'm like, this guy did nothing. It's just like one of us would do a show, like, all right, guys, first act, Peter Bone, all right, Joy, people, please, Jonathan Burrello. And then people come to me and give me all the credits while you guys made people laugh. You know, it was hilariously bad.
I don't know what is best about the Claudio story, like whether it's the bad host or Claudio getting mad at the host for getting all the credit for none of the work.
No, it's not. But here's the thing: it's not the fact that I was getting mad. I was confused. I
He's
go on
fucking
stage.
angry, man.
There's passion.
Credits. I was funny.
No, but I actually was. But it's just the way this guy like doesn't give any as you mentioned, John. This guy did not give any context, nothing. He didn't warm people up. He's like, hey, you want comedy? All right, this guy. I'm like, the fuck, Jesus, man.
Anybody that brings on you up on stage, say, hey, Claudio, come over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey. I love the stories about the worst shows. Like those make the best stories.
Those are the best. Like once there's a like another bad night, right? The guy forgets people's names, right? So you're walking towards the stage. He goes, the next guy. Oh man, who the fuck?
Where was that?
And then it's one of those guy who's out who's on Dorval kind of shows.
Oh, Richard Mullen.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know why I didn't guess.
Yeah, it goes coming up to stage, and then here's the thing, you know, if we forget who else is next, but the person's coming to stage, yeah, you could figure it's that person and go okay, right? But here's the thing, and I told them many times to do this: if you see someone coming up to you while you're doing a set and you forget who they are, just bring it up. No, this guy did the next 10-15 minutes. And I'm like, what the fuck? He goes, I forgot your name.
I did one of his shows once. And I'm like, no, I don't need this.
I think that's where we met, John, and we're and then like you had the.
Oh, that might have been. Yeah, that was like a couple years back now.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I'm Claudio, like, and then you're like, hi, I'm John, and I felt like you were gonna say, hi, I'm John. I don't want to be here.
Well, I really no, because by the time I saw anybody, because I was told to show up like at a certain time by the guy, by Richard, and it was like 2.5 hours before the show even started, and I was like apologizing profusely to my buddy who came with me because like he was like coming out for support, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, like I didn't think it was going to be this long, and so like by the time the show started, I was like, be here at all.
You're at the great show when you have somebody coming with you. You finally convince somebody to come see one of your show, and you have to apologize the whole night.
Yep. I've had to do that a couple times. That's
really.
Like I remember like I was in San Diego staying with a couple friends, and they had a car, so I'm like, hey, I got a couple shows that I'm gonna do here. If you guys want to give me a ride and like see a show, maybe it'd be funny. And they're like, we've actually never gone to a comedy show. We're a little bit worried it might be a little too like rough and like maybe rapey. And like I'm like, no, that's overblown. That's not what most comedy is like. Because if you're that way, like you're not gonna get booked usually, unless it's like a show where people know you and like I don't know. It's a whole thing. Don't worry, it's not gonna be like that. It was only that. It was And again, it was like put your name in a hat, and like you'd never know where you're gonna go up.
Oh yeah.
And like every single guy, there was one woman on the show, and he was like, anyway, our next act is a woman. And it was like straight up, and like every
God.
The host introduced everybody, like is like getting increasingly drunk between each person. He's like, anyway, this next guy looks like a fucking pedophile. Anyway, this next guy looks like a fucking
just in case.
This next guy looks like a pedophile. He looks like a pedophile. And the other guy, he looks like a rapist. And it just kept going back and forth the whole night. And every comic did a rape joke. And none of them were funny.
No, I remember. John,
so bad. And then I didn't get to go up because I was drawn last.
Was this
Oh
was this
shit!
was this here in Montreal?
No, he
San
said it in San
Diego.
Diego.
Oh, San Diego. Okay, because
Yeah,
there was a similar thing here a few years ago in Montreal. I forgot who it was, and that was a similar story. I think it was Richard. It was a similar story. Like he picked names out of a hat, and he wouldn't even say the stuff that you just said. He would say stuff. Oh, this person. I hope that he puts me on when he has a show, or
Who?
or
Oh.
or or
Who the
or I
fuck does
remember.
that?
Richard. Richard.
And
Oh,
then, and then,
Richard
and,
does
yeah,
that. Okay.
yeah, and
My
then
bad.
and then there were, and
Sorry.
then there were like two girls, and he goes, "Well, I hope this girl's gonna stay with me to get a beer after." While his wife was there, goes, because I want to talk with her, and yeah, and I'm like,
And maybe a threesome.
and then he
Wow.
brings me up,
All right.
right? This is the best, like people that were there, and he brings up as this. He goes, and the next day is a fat, dumb fucking wop, and I'm just there. I'm like,
It's a cute
Yo.
I'll just deck
observation,
him
but
in the
I
face.
mean, it's not much of a presentation.
She's
and I'm
decked
just
him
there.
in
I'm
his
like.
face.
I'm like, ooh. And then I go up. I'm like, thanks. Oh,
Thanks. I'd be like, Richard, here's the punchline. Just kick his fucking cane.
no, no. Stay down,
Like,
motherfucker. Oh man,
It's like you're
but
taking
those-
the mic from a walking dialysis bag over here.
You
He's
know?
roasting you. Like, Jesus.
but honestly, those
I
shows are
misspoke.
good.
I said walking.
No, but
Limping.
honestly, those shows are good because it makes you
no,
stronger.
they're not good.
No,
They are.
No,
They
they're not.
are
Not
good.
There's
even
They're
nothing to
Come
not
be
good at
on.
gained.
all, Claudio.
There is
No, they're
absolutely nothing to be gained from that.
No, you're
Nothing at
right.
all.
You're right. But no, but for me, like for me, okay.
I learned how to
enjoy-
get pissed off on stage.
Yeah, that too.
Ah,
But,
congrats.
I
but,
guess
but,
that's valuable. Like,
yeah, that's valuable. But for me, what's good about it is
Oh, if
I
you see some
is-
open micers, you'll see there's value to that.
Yeah.
No,
I
but
just-
you can see open mic. Like that's one of the things I like about like a good open mic will have some people who are going to be good that are
Yeah.
testing out new stuff, and like that's fun to see. And then you'll see like the crazies show up and do like
Yeah.
the weirdest stuff that you'll never see on a real show. But it's kind of fun to just observe someone figuring out in real time what doesn't work. And maybe not even realizing it.
Like,
Like you're like, oh, this isn't. They're not laughing, but I'm gonna push through this.
Yeah.
It's really important that I know
Yeah.
that
it
they
going.
know how much I rape. And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Keep it
Remember
going.
Crazy Train here in Montreal?
No, it was train wreck.
Oh, train wreck. Yeah,
I remember
wreck.
train wreck.
Oh
yeah.
man, that guy was Joy. You should have been around here too. Oh man, train wreck
was
was
some.
No, I never saw
amazing,
the guy.
man.
He was
Oh,
a
like
special
this.
dude.
Oh, this dude was like off the mark. Like, this
I'll-
guy was
I
on
only saw him
drugs or
perform
something,
once
but-
or twice, but it was memorable both
Oh,
times.
it was. It was.
Because I
like,
remember-
this is
Sorry.
no, I got nothing.
No, because I remember he would like you have his notebook and he's like, nah, fuck this notebook. I don't need this. I'm gonna do it raw. And then he had nothing. And we're like, bro, like, why don't you throw away your notes? Bro, just like read off the fucking notes.
He's doing it raw, man.
He's doing
Yeah.
it raw, and he was legit. Like he just kept rambling for like 5 minutes. It was just like, what am I watching? This is fucking nuts. That was. But I think Grumpy's time where Grumpy's. I think my first mic there was like the most wild time where I think it was like a bunch of Inuits that took my mic, and then they were talking about skinning a seal.
Oh, that's great.
That's better material, man.
That's very important. Yeah, that's important to know that.
And then boom, it got the largest pop. Everyone was cheering. They're like, yeah, so I fucking skinned this fucker. And I was just like, what the?
Oh, what?
And I
They
looked
were
at-
saying you skinned that fucker?
No, he was skinning the fucking. So
Oh, okay, he was
so-
mimicking it. Okay.
yeah, he's mimicking it. And then I'm looking.
Yeah,
at
I
just-
prefer that to humping the stool.
Yeah, a
Oh,
lot of people
yeah.
love doing that. A lot of people love doing that shit.
That's every amateur comic I've seen is like, I'm gonna do something no one's tried before. I'm gonna
Fucking
hump
the
the
stool.
stool.
Fuck the stool. But no, there's a lot. No, I've seen it on the professional stage, which I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
Joe Rogan did that on some of his special.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I don't watch too much Joe Rogan specials. I remember watching like 2 or 3. No, 2.
I'm pretty sure if I didn't watch them, I at least listened to him.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
Just do what he says.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. You'll be
Too late.
successful.
Already got my 3 shots, so.
Oh my god.
Boom. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, the
fucking-
easy jokes for the SNL crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, I'm more like No, lately I'm either listening to Rodney or Louis. Like there's one
Yeah.
of the
You can't go wrong with Rodney
yeah,
Dangerfield. That is.
Yeah, no, Dangerfield. I'm like, I love this
Mm.
guy. I remember he had this one joke. He's like, yeah, you know, I finished the book just yesterday. Now I'm going to read another one, and I'm like, okay, dude, like, like that type of stupidness. So like, okay, I love that type of.
Rodney Dangerfield is like such a man. What a gem!
Yeah.
Like, it's so constant. Like I love watching like all like the old interviews that he did, where he's just like
Yeah, the
joke,
Carson
joke,
Man.
so tight, so crystal
Tight.
clear.
Yeah, like 4 minutes on stage, 4 minutes again. It's like boom, 8 minutes, and you're just entertained, man. It's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a real entertainer, man.
yeah, I love that shit, man. But
Did
I
we ever
love.
talk about how like Joe Rogan killed Buddy Hackett though? Can we talk about that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
let's-
he
sure.
killed Buddy
Yeah.
Hackett. What
Yeah,
happened?
Yeah.
He doesn't get enough credit for this, but Joe Rogan, I credit as murdering Buddy Hackett. Which
Okay.
Buddy Hackett, if you don't know, he was an actor who's in like the Love Bug from the '60s, and it's a mad world. He's this old like guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember that.
He had like an interesting voice, like he sounded like he had marbles in his mouth.
Mhm.
But so he and Joe Rogan and someone else I forget were judges on Last Comic Standing on one season.
All right.
And there's a comedian named Ant who
I
does
remember him. Yeah.
his material. And like Buddy Hackett's like, no, I really like that. I can't do his voice, but he's like, I really like that. It was great. I think you're one of the best comedians I've ever seen. You're so tight. You're wonderful. You're amazing.
What? Okay.
And then and he's like 80 at this point. Like he's like old. He's old. And like it was crazy for me because I like, oh, I thought Buddy Hackett was dead. Like didn't realize he was still alive. And then Joe Rogan says, let me put a stop to that life that you're enjoying, buddy. By he
What?
just no, he doesn't say that, but he's like
Okay.
he just says, I liked your performance. I thought it was really good, but I can't give you like a pass to the next level because these are street jokes that you're just doing. Like these are all old jokes.
Yeah.
So I would like to see you write into your own material and then perform it in the same style because I think you really got something. And Buddy Hackett lost his shit.
What?
And he was like, in watching this old, like heavy set man, like have like a meltdown and like, hey, fuck you, Joe, fuck you. Like, and he's like losing his mind.
Oh, yeah. I
And then he
understand why.
died
though.
like, and he died like a month later.
Okay, so he killed
So
him.
you're saying
He killed
was
him.
responsible?
Yeah, he killed him.
He killed
Pretty
him.
much killed him.
That
Yeah,
was
I
the
can
last thing that was
understand.
going in his head for like that last month was like, God, this show and that Joe Rogan. I get
Yeah, he got an heart attack and he died. Yeah.
Yep.
Street
Didn't
jokes
even
are
get the
meant.
voice of Seagull and Little Mermaid 2. Such a shame.
Nobody respect the sanctity of street jokes. Yeah. No, I guess it was that generation of comics where it was still okay telling jokes and just doing street jokes. Like
Yeah, I
that generation of comics, I feel like a lot of them were doing that.
Because like I don't know, a lot of people get past it. Like if you do a street joke, I guess it's like an opener or something like that. It seems to almost get a pass, which is like whatever. I guess.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
I think if
All
you do it as a throwaway, that it's not even like the thing. Like if it's the main event, then
Yeah.
I
then
don't
that's a
know
problem.
what you're doing then. Like,
Yeah.
'cause-
Yeah.
I don't mind if it's like crowd work stuff or like a
Yeah,
callback
that's
to Eckler and that
expected.
kind of
Yeah.
stuff because nobody can come up with something genius right on the spot and you really need to be funny on that particular instance. So I'm like, yeah, sure, pick up whatever you feel like you know about and it will fit in that situation. Like there's one like when you have an Eckler, like I won't pick up the mop from your hand where you worked at. I'm working. I've seen a variation where it's like, hey, look, I'm working. You're disturbing me. I don't go to that trashy hotel where you work. Getting this dick out of your mouth while you're working. So please don't disturb my work. Like that. There's many variation of that one, but it's
Yeah.
always the same joke.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand that one at all, but
I like.
Oh
the-
well.
I was like, what the
You
fuck
can
is
cut
that?
me off if my accent is way too hard to understand.
No, I was just like I was trying to follow, and then I was like, God damn, that's a wild story, man.
It's not. No, okay, whatever.
Oh man. Oh man.
Fucking Peter.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I
So
forget.
Bobby Hackett died a lot
That
of
day.
harassment with Joe Rogan, and
That would
somehow
his,
Mencia fucking survived.
yeah.
Man, what a shame.
I know that
It
guy
should
has
have
no
been
shame at all.
Carlos.
It
Yeah,
should
right?
have been.
Carlos
You know
should
what?
have died.
God, why'd you take Buddy? He was so well, he wasn't young, but
Yeah, but he
Plot
didn't know any
twist. He
better.
wasn't. He
That
wasn't
was the
young.
time.
Yeah.
But he didn't
No.
know. It was a time. Carlos Mencia, he has no excuse.
Yeah, I don't know how old this interview was. I was listening to this old interview of Louis and then on the Opie and Anthony show,
Mhm.
and he was saying that he was going on tour and he was bringing Mancia with him.
Oh,
So it was
God.
just like, and this is after the Joe Rogan thing. So now people were like, as soon as he came on stage and he's opening for him, so he would freaking come on, and then everyone's just booing him. And then so they're like, oh fuck this guy. And then at the end, he would spin it around, and then everyone's cheering for him at the end. But then
wow.
so everyone's like, dude, it was so cool to see him like kill on stage and shit. But then in my head, I'm like, what? Did he steal all of your shit? Like,
Yeah.
I have like more questions as to why you put Mancia on your fucking team. Like, it was.
Oh
it was
man,
Yep.
that's. I don't know, man. The more I see Carlos Mencia, first of all, I can't stand his voice.
And
Second
he's
of
not
all,
even Mexican.
no,
He's
he's not.
German?
That's the thing.
He's
He's
White
not.
as
yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
yeah. No, I think he's German. Yeah.
Yeah,
German.
What?
he's a cracker.
What?
Yeah, he said part. Yeah, German. Yeah. Like, I
What?
think. It was,
What?
yeah, Joe Rogan pointed out, and then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, he is German. He's not
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
Mexican.
he's not even
He
his
just
real
lied.
name.
So,
He's a
so
fraud.
oh, this is blowing my mind.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's fucking wild shit,
Yeah.
man.
Mencia.
Or I think he might be like part of it.
Yeah,
or-
part
Oh,
Mexican,
it says-
part
I mean, in
Germain.
Wikipedia it says he's Honduran.
Oh.
Ned Arnel Mencia.
Yeah,
So what is it?
he's Honduran.
Okay, so
Yeah,
he is
but
Mexican.
don't forget there's a lot of German in South
He was-
America.
He was
Yeah.
born in okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you want to go there,
So in addition to him being a joke thief, he's the descendant of Nazis that ran away from the Nuremberg trials.
Makes
That's-
sense. That only makes sense. That's the only
Menzian-
way to explain it.
it makes sense because then he goes into the comedy store and then he takes one joke and he starts thinking, oh, he's like, oh fuck, it's the Nazis again.
Anyway, doesn't matter. They're all Jewish.
No, not wait, how? Yeah, there's not really that many. Well, I mean, no, there's still some Jewish comedians, but then
There's a
Ari
lot.
Shafi liked it every time he did.
Ari Shafir, yeah, he was there. I always forget he's Jewish. I always forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How?
How? Yeah, exactly, Peter. How?
Jesus
When you
Christ.
see him, when you hear his stories, you're like, dude, nah.
Yeah, and when his name is Ari Shafir.
Yeah.
I'm
Does
just
it
like,
ring
nah,
any
man.
bell?
No, but when I hear his stories, like, yeah, so I saw this dude getting fucking fisted, like straight Claudio stories, like getting fisted at his fucking EDM party, and I'm like,
You have a lot of fisting stories, Claudio?
oh, he has a lot of fists.
Oh, I have a lot of fisting.
All made
stories,
up, by the way.
Yeah,
all made up, but like
all-
he just keeps going, man. He just,
yeah, I just keep going. All made up, but I just keep going because they are great. They are.
But
great
he
things.
says it in regular conversation. Like we'll be talking with girls and be like, "Oh, what are your interests in?" And Claudia be like, you know, sometimes like fisting, but like that's like it's personal. It's like okay, but like don't open with that. Like don't open.
Give them times to know you at least.
Yeah, no, man, no, guys. I like to go straight into the conversation. I like to just go, "Hey, how are you?" By the way, I enjoy giving anal fistations. All right.
Yeah, and while
Anal
he's
festations.
Station.
I
I don't
know.
like that
That's the-
term now.
Anal
Guys-
fistation.
Guys,
Infestation.
That's
yeah,
my
You got an
No.
infestation, buddy.
infestation of animals.
You're infested
As he's saying, Dad is already oiling his
with my
arm.
fist.
This fist tell many stories.
I like
Right.
this thing, and he put baby oil on his arm.
So I like Carlos Mencia. Like one of his chapters in the Wikipedia was Hurricane Katrina remarks, and it's amazing because it's like they've just included a joke of his. They got him in trouble, but it doesn't say exactly what happened.
It's
So it
always the
includes
case
the
with this
joke.
fucking thing.
It includes the joke.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Jesus.
That's fucking crazy. That's crazy.
It is.
I remember Louis had a thing with Florida. He had a joke with Florida.
Yeah.
I think he was just like, I fucking hate that place. I want fucking Hurricane Metzi or something. Yeah, get them all. I was like, or something. I was like, yeah, that's
That was on his last special, I think, right?
last or no. I think he has a newer one now. He has a newer.
Oh,
There's,
maybe two ago.
Yeah, like the last one. I guess it's like the last one because he has a new one, and I was like, I saw like 6 minutes of it, but I heard it was a monster. It was a good one. I heard it was
great.
fucking. He's I want to forget. I didn't watch it yet, but yeah, that's fucking yeah. He's a monster, man. Him,
Get
Dave,
on it.
Dave. Yeah, I'm getting on. I'm getting. Yeah, it was weird because over the pandemic, I was like, I started getting like I think it was like in 2020, I started getting to Norm. Like when I started watching his interviews, I was like, yo, this guy is fucking like the Conan O'Brien one there where he's with the girl from Melrose Place,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think he goes. I think she was saying that she was on a movie with Carrot Top, and then they're like, "Oh, what's the movie called?" It's like Chairman of the Board, and then
Oh, is it Norm? Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah. And then he goes, I bet the board is spelled Bored. I die.
Yeah.
Like I was just, but it's just the quickness of it. I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit, that's fucking amazing, man.
Oh,
That's
man.
fucking, I love this guy.
Yeah,
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 too
no.
bad he's gone.
Oh,
Too bad he's
Norm,
gone.
Yeah.
legend. Norm.
Yeah, I
was
remember.
amazing.
Do you remember Sarah Quinn when she was in Montreal?
Yeah.
Like I didn't talk to her too much, but I remember when she went off to LA. Then I think it was like she like met like Norm like right in the comedy store right there. I was like, oh fuck, man! Like you saw those motherfuckers. I wish I met him.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll be
Hey, he was
him.
born in Quebec City, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Norm,
born in-
he's a Quebecer. He's a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
froggy.
Yeah, un beau Québécois, tabarnak.
I'm not saying none of that. Okay.
Peter, you're in Quebec.
How
you
is
have
it
to embrace-
offensive? How is that gonna be offensive to anybody to say like Norm Macdonald is a Quebecer?
Yeah, seriously.
No,
That's offensive to somebody?
I don't know.
No.
Ask Peter.
Yeah, Peter.
no.
God,
You start going off. You start going off. You know, you're talking about frogs and
Yeah,
French
that's a
toast.
racial slur for French Canadian, by the way.
yeah.
Is it?
French
I
toast.
thought it was for French people in general.
French people at all. Yeah, you're right. But us, it's more like pea soups and what
Yeah, I
are
was
the
gonna
other
say
ones?
like because Quebec doesn't eat frog legs.
No.
Yeah,
The frog
I
legs
never,
are-
I never understood why it was a racial slur for French though, because we eat frog legs.
I thought that's what it was
Yeah.
from, but
Yeah,
I
same.
think it was the frog legs and also the fra and fra.
Fra.
Ooh,
French
Ooh,
frog,
that could be
French frog.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's layers to the racism.
There's
Ah,
layers to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
French frogs. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that could be.
Well, frog legs suck anyway. I don't even-
Yeah.
How do you know, Peter? Did you ever eat frog legs?
I
Have you?
actually ate frog legs. It's good.
Yeah, me too.
I ate it.
Yeah,
Nah,
not
it
bad.
sucks.
Not
Nah.
bad.
Don't it taste like chicken? Then eat the fucking chicken, Dad. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
but you know, if you wanna have some frog legs, you know, and instead
that
of
tastes
chicken,
like something
Let's
else.
yeah, but
Let's
you
say
never
you're
know.
stuck in the marches.
Yeah.
Don't it reassure you to know that there's around you something that tastes like chicken
Or fish.
or fish? Yeah, true.
Yeah, but what if
Fucking
there's no
sea
But
fish.
chicken and
instead,
there's
you
only
could have
frog
like
legs?
fried frogs.
Fuck that. I'll just have fried fish.
Yeah, but what if you can't have fish or chicken and the only
What about
availability
having
is for-
both?
Yeah, or three of them: frog,
Yeah.
fish, and chicken.
No, knowing you have options.
Why am I? Anyway, all right.
All right.
I feel he was about to get angry, and then he got a out of his body moment. I'm like, am I really gonna argue about that? Really? Like, am I really gonna get angry about all the eating frogs and fish?
Nah, I'm not gonna do any of that.
Exactly.
No.
That's what I thought. That's my.
It's like I never understood like the slur like spaghetti bender for Italian. It's
Yeah,
Spaghetti
I never-
bender.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
a
heard-
term.
yeah. I heard wops,
obviously.
obviously. Yeah, wops.
Spaghetti bender.
Yeah, spaghetti bender.
Spaghetti bender.
I haven't heard that since I was like 10 years old.
Right?
call
And
it
it's
Yeah.
like,
What the
What
fuck
elementary
is
school
that?
did you go to?
I went to a fucking dumb one.
French Canadian one.
Yeah, no, but
Hey,
spaghetti
I speak
bender.
English. I speak spaghetti bender. Yeah.
Ah, je parle le langage de spaghetti, moi. What the fuck is what?
I was like Guinea, Wop, Dago. Those
Yeah,
are better.
Guinea.
Those are way
Yeah.
more interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
Guinea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Guinea, I found it's like more of a like of a New York thing, right? Because or Boston, right? Because
Yeah,
Boston.
you would say, "Hey, you fucking Guineas," right?
Why
that's
they
Here-
call you a
right.
Guineas? I don't understand that.
I don't know where it comes from, but
Yeah.
I know
Huh.
Guinea is a slur. Like that was the one I was most familiar with.
Because
Yeah,
I have a
Guinea,
rule for racial slur, like frogs and stuff. Is if I don't understand why it's offensive, I don't get offended by it. So if I
Yeah.
get called a frog, I'm like it go way beyond above my head because I'm like I don't understand what you're trying to tell me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll start
yeah.
singing that Looney Tunes frog thing. Yeah, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Oh, yeah.
hello, my-"
Jay.
But yeah, no. But
Yes.
going back, no. But,
You
but yeah,
start
no.
seeing mini Joey's with their beard and everything. Like, hey,
But yeah, no. Guineas, yeah. But then yeah, here, yeah, like here,
Jesus.
like here in Quebec, like I know, I know it's wops. But
Wops,
then
yeah.
I don't know what else is the no.
Shit
I'm
like
trying.
that.
I'm
Hey,
trying-
a whoop.
Hey, swap things. Yeah, a spaghetti vendor. The fuck? You might as
But-
well say like rigatoni vendor. or
Pliard de
something.
spaghetti.
By the way, what's the like? What would people know as a slur for Italian in Montreal? Is there like a
French?
specific
Wop.
one?
Wop.
Wop.
I've
Wop.
heard wop. Yeah, I've heard
Without
a bunch of
official
French Canadian in
passports or papers.
I've heard
Yeah.
in a show about René Lévesque where some lady was being called a wop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
Go
I
vote. Yeah, you're not voting today, you wop. Yeah.
like I use the word dago on stage, and I don't think anyone understood what I was talking about.
You
I don't
were
think that's
trying
an
to be
Italian
insulting
slur.
to who?
Well, it was for Italian, and also
Dago?
for like Spanish. It was
Okay.
it was kind of like
Yeah.
general,
Okay.
but
Yeah, Dago, I'm not too sure about that.
There you go.
yeah, maybe that one's
Is
not
it a
known
racial
here.
slur? That'd be fucked up that every Dora episode is like, all right, Dago.
No, it's
What,
Diego.
Diego? Nah, I'm
Peter,
just saying it.
Diego. God damn, Giddy wannabe.
Can you
Yeah, it
imagine we
says
start saying
used
the
as
D word?
an offensive, an insulting or contemptuous term for a person of Italian or Spanish birth or descent.
I never
All
heard
right.
of Diego.
There you go.
That
never
might
heard of that.
just be in the States then. I don't know.
No, not
Yeah.
even the states, because I know some people in the states, and they've never been called Dagos in their entire
Yeah,
life.
but if I know people from the States and I am and I have, then
Okay,
does that not cancel out your theory?
Jonathan,
Yeah,
you're a
well,
goddamn Diego. All right,
I'm just saying.
Diego or Diego?
Diego.
Wait, I have a definition. Like it's Diego, plural nouns, Dagos, plural noun, Dagos, like an Italian, Spanish, or Portuguese speaking person.
Portuguese. Oh, they're adding
Yeah,
everyone.
Portuguese are in the
Yeah,
mix
alright.
now.
All right.
So-
In the
That's
mix.
nice.
Okay, I know.
I
I
like
know.
Portuguese chicken.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
piri piri.
chicken.
I love it.
yeah. Piri's good. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, someone came up to you. I know he's like making fun of the Portuguese. He goes, Portuguese, they know how to do two things: make burnt chicken and spices. I'm like, okay,
What?
yeah,
What?
that's what someone told me. It's like, yeah,
Okay.
these Portuguese
When
Burnt
somebody
burnt
tells you
chicken and
something
I
that's
want to
funny, you don't
believe
laugh.
that this is the same context of the guy just coming up on the subway, just like
No, it's not that guy.
Portuguese. Yeah.
Hey, be careful, them Portuguese motherfuckers. You know?
They're gonna burn your chicken and make some good spices. All right.
Yeah. Notice how Spain never invaded Portugal, and that makes no fucking sense. Well, there you have it. Don't trust these fucking Portuguese.
Yeah, we were cooking for them the whole time.
Pork and
Oh,
cheese
yeah.
people.
Chicken
huh?
and spices, man.
Yeah, pork and cheese.
I really
That's
like
it.
Portuguese.
It was
food,
Kane's chicken. It was Kane's chicken, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was-
Diego
it was-
chicken.
Oh man.
No,
That's what I'm gonna
Kane's
open. I'm
chicken.
gonna open up a Dago chicken chain in
Oh, shit.
Canada, and no one's gonna know it's offensive because apparently no one knows it is.
Hey, bienvenue chez
Oh, that'd be
Poulet
great.
Diego.
You have
Mommy,
like a chicken
can we have some Diego? Yes, we can, honey.
You have
Yeah,
chicken
that Diego
parmigiana,
like
and
the
then you
second
have
one.
like the
Chicken
chicken
Diego.
piri piri,
Right.
and we figure
Yeah.
out the Spanish one.
Yeah,
Did
right.
you guys
next
ever
to-
see Jollibee?
Jollibee, what is that?
No.
It's a Filipino like McDonald's. Essentially.
Oh,
Only-
in Toronto. In Toronto, yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about it. I never went to it though. Yeah,
Oh,
my
It's
Filipino people
weird.
were like,
It's weird. They have like spaghetti.
"What?
yeah, that
it's
makes sense.
weird. It's a weird. I don't
can't
like
do
it.
it. I can't."
Yeah,
Can't
no,
do
that
it.
makes
I
sense.
can't-
They have some sort of recipe, spaghetti recipe over there.
Do they
Or
do
it's Malaysia.
do they do like bulat there? Bulat,
Bulat?
there's just like, which is like a, it's like an egg
Oh,
embryo,
balut?
but like
No.
Yeah,
They're,
balut.
they're not doing the obscure delicacies. It's like fried chicken
Okay.
and shit.
They're doing,
It's-
Yeah.
Peter,
Okay,
Peter,
okay,
they're
okay,
doing white people food.
yeah,
from
yeah.
Filipinos.
no, yeah. No, I was figuring it out because I remember
It is
Remember
in
being-
the Philippines too. They do have it in the Philippines. That's where it came
Yeah.
from.
I think
if it,
I,
yeah.
I think it's in the Philippines or in Malaysia. They have in McDonald's a special menu they have for them. It's some sort of spaghetti.
I think so. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
No, because that's the one thing I like about McDonald's around the world. Like when I went to Japan, I was like, okay, let me see. They had a burger. It was like a black burger, and I forget what was in
Squid
it. I forget what is in it. And
Squid
then,
ink?
Octopus. Wasn't it
Ink,
Octopus Ink? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Octopus ink.
but the thing was, no, but this one was like, I don't know what type of burger it was, but it was a special burger. You could only get it at a certain time during the week. Like it was like a
Oh,
certain
shit.
day, certain time, like around like 12 to 1 or something like that. They would serve it, and then that was it. And it was like, oh fuck. So it was like it's almost like a game trying to fucking find these fucking burgers. It was fucking
I know, right?
it was,
Like
it was
even in
fucking
Korea, I've went to because I was learning Angola at some point for no good reason,
yeah.
and I had fun like writing stuff in Angola in my Google search to get it, and I went to the Korean McDonald website, and I found like they have all sort of crazy type of patty for the burger. Like they have bulgogi, they have like
Yeah,
I
they have
think they have a
bulgogi. I've had
patty
the
with
bulgogi
shrimp.
burger.
Ah, bulgogi, it's really good. Like I never been to Korea, but like bulgogi, I really like. It's
I'm
pretty good.
forgetting. I like their chicken because they use the dark
Yeah.
meat. They use dark meat instead of like white meat. So I was like, I fucking love. That's the one
Mm.
that I fucking love with. But that was the weird thing I remember when I went to Thailand and I went to the exchange booth and I wanted to change my yen.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, can I change my yen? They're like, oh no, we don't change coins. I'm like, oh okay, they're cool. But we could take it though. And they're like, I was like, what the fuck? Okay. All right, yeah. So I give her some of the coins. She's like, oh fuck, like how much is that? I'm like, you're the fucking exchange booth. Why the fuck are you asking me? Like, what,
I mean, they might not know off the top of their head.
Yeah.
yeah,
Look,
but like they got
if I
foreign
fucking
books.
Google it for you, you're useless.
Yeah, I was like, that was crazy. Yeah, that should have been the like, oh, like I'm in the store for something when I get
Can you
on it.
imagine going to the museum and like every time you ask a question about historical figures, is like, yeah, it's Caesar.
Yeah, they. Oh no,
Where the
there was
fuck the whole point paying to get there?
no, there was a lot. No, because there was a lot of that. There was a lot of like
Mm.
taxis be like, yeah, we'll bring you on a tour, and then a lot of the other people were like, no, don't do those because they'll bring you somewhere, and then you're just gonna get lost, robbed, or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like,
Well,
oh
a lot
fuck.
of them be like, "I'll take you anywhere you want to go, but you got to go to my brother-in-law's like suit shop first."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish you know what? They had a lot of tailored shit there. I wish I did a tailor suit. Like they
Yeah, that was the weird thing. It's like I wasn't even opposed to some of the places they took us and like the places, like the things that they're making. Like
yeah.
under normal circumstances, I would have been like, actually, you know what? I think I will because the price is pretty good.
Yeah.
But the principle of not wanting the tuk-tuk driver to win
Yeah, exactly.
like,
You didn't want to do it.
overrode it. And I was like, no, I don't want to support your brother-in-law's fucking business. Like
Business.
for no reason other than like, no, I didn't want to do this. You made me come here. It's like skipping the ads on the YouTube video. Like that.
Yeah.
How dare you take me?
Fuck. Yo, those tuk-tuks scared me. I remember one time I was like, we left. We went to the one club, but then I was like, oh shit, I have to go back to the hotel and get something. Come back, and then so the guy, I go on with the tuk-tuk, and the guy's like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna cut through some alleys. I'm like, oh okay. So he cuts through his alleys, and I see like 7 dudes. I'm like, oh fuck. Like if he stops this shit, I'm running. Like I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Like what the fuck? But he kept it honest. So I was like, okay, good. I was fucking scared. It's like nighttime. I see like a bunch of dudes in the alleyway. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes. I'm getting robbed,
Have
man.
you ever been like robbed, especially overseas?
No, I almost got robbed twice. But
Almost.
luckily my friends were there with me. Like the
Oh,
first
okay.
time I was in Japan, and my boy Jam. I don't know if you know Jam, and like, but like Jam and Destro. So it was 2 times. He was in the vicinity. The second time was like just me and him. But the first time was like I was in Japan, and then it was like these Nigerians were like, "Yo, come into the club," and we're like, "No, we're good." And they're like, no, come into the club, whatever. But my buddy already told us before that they would try to like bring you to the club, and then when you come out, you got to pay like extra and some bullshit.
Yeah,
So-
I got stuck in one of those in the Philippines.
oh, you got those? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I could picture that in the Philippines because they're it's weird. They're strangely aggressive there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it was in Manila. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying? Sorry.
Oh, mine was in Manila too.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Like I remember there I had a
Might have been the
issue.
same place.
Yeah.
All right, you got mugged both in the same city in the Philippines.
No,
This is great.
No, it's no, I didn't get mugged. It was they kept trying to like I didn't know what they were trying to do to me at the airport, and then later on I asked one of my Filipino friends.
Were they
like,
putting some sort of like plastic glove?
No, Joey. I
No?
know you're
Okay.
I know you're excited. No,
No, I'm not Claudio. I'm not talking about fisting right now.
yeah,
I don't
No,
know what
but
they tried to do with me, and
Infestations?
then
it's the stations. No, they're like they kept asking me like, "Do you have ID?" Like my buddy's like trying to buy gum. He's like, "Do you have ID for gum?" And then he just wouldn't stop pressuring us. And then we realized,
Jesus.
oh, they wanted us to pay them. I'm like, oh, okay, they were like trying to tax us, and we didn't know that shit.
Mhm.
But no, the Nigerian, no, it's pretty much like these Nigerian guys tried to get us in, and I was like, nah, man. And then he says something in another language, and then one dude comes out, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Tagalog?
I have no idea. I have no idea
I
what
think
the
it
language.
was Doldraki.
Okay, get the fuck out. No,
Who
he
can
says
tell
something.
what these Dagos are saying anyway.
Yeah.
Just misappropriating the slur for everybody. Like, I don't know.
That's funny. That's funny. No, like I remember, yeah, he said something, and I was like, I see one dude. I'm like, oh, okay, I can handle these two guys. I'm like, I could just like kick and run. Like I'm not gonna fight him. I'm gonna fight him for too long. And then this one dude comes out, and I'm like, I can't win this fight at all. Like this guy, he's like wearing a shirt. I see his abs through his fucking shirt, and he's fucking like he's just a huge dude, like just muscle. And I'm like, I can't beat this guy clearly. So I'm like, yo, you guys seeing this? And they're like, yeah, we seeing this. And then they realize, oh shit, the 7 guys over there are with me. So they're like, oh, it's like 3 of them, 7. They're like, ah, fuck it, whatever. And they just left me alone. But I remember they were like cutting me off. Like I was going there, and they're like trying to cut me off on the road. So I was like, okay, whatever, man. I'm just gonna kick and run. Like I don't know what I can do, man. But what happened in Manila though?
I got out of a cab once
Oh,
because
shit.
like it was
Really?
it was one of these crazy nights. So if you don't know, if you go to like parts of Southeast Asia and you're a man and you're traveling, like they'll just throw women at you because they assume you're a sex tourist.
Yeah,
Which is
And
not a
I
bad
was.
assumption most of the time.
and I was.
Sure,
In your
but I
case-
wasn't. So I'm like, I actually just want a drink. Is that cool? Like, and they were like, you have to sit with one of the ladies.
And then
But,
you had Asher right aside. But I just want to fuck. Okay, that's that street over there.
Yeah, that's all the streets.
Yeah.
You would love it.
You have all the
You'd
streets for
love
you,
it.
man. Have
Yeah.
fun. Let me continue my
No,
story.
I'm not
And
into
you
that.
go on.
I'm not into that. But yeah, what are you saying?
So like we got like hustled into like one of these clubs, and then we tried to get out, and they like were charging a lot of money to like get out of the door, and it was like, well, you're too drunk to argue with them, so you're just like, fine, just let me out. And we get in a cab, and we're just telling them like, all right, it's middle of the night, we don't really know where we are, but like you got to get us home. And we tell them the name of the place we're staying, and we're very drunk. We don't know where we are, but we know
Okay.
he's going the wrong way.
Oh shit.
Shit.
And we keep trying to explain to him, like, all right, look, we don't know where this is exactly, but this is not the correct way.
Path.
We know it's the opposite direction. And he's like, yeah, no, I know where it is. And he keeps stopping at all the stoplights and stop signs and rolling down his window and like calling people over. He's
Oh,
clearly
shit.
asking for directions.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Again and again. He does this 3 times. We're like, you have to turn around. It's the other way. He's like, no, I know. Finally, I look at my buddy. I'm like, we both have like the same idea. Like, so red light, we just get out, right? Because he's just going to take us forever. Like we're going to spend so much money on another taxi to get back.
Yeah.
And so like he does, and we just, all right, open the door, and we run, and we're like, okay, we're safe. And then we hear the door slam, and he's out chasing after us in the street somewhere at the edge of Manila. And we're like, all right, I guess we just keep power walking.
Running.
And then we see like a cop standing underneath a light, and we're like, let's go towards the cop. And then like as we're going, like he's walking faster and we're walking faster. And then we both kind of have, at least me and my buddy kind of have the same realization. It feels like the cop's probably going to be on the other guy's side because we're foreigners.
Yeah, definitely.
And you just run off without paying the cab. So it's actually a crime.
And now we're like, what is our plan? What is our plan? And the only thing is, it was a game of chicken, and I guess the taxi driver didn't want to deal with it, and he, before he got to the cop, backed off and went back to his cab. So we were safe.
Oh, that's
But there was a
beautiful.
split second.
Yeah,
we were like, we
beautiful.
could spend the night in Filipino jail.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
That was like a nerd. Yeah, I'm so nerd. Yeah,
Sounds like a good reason to go to the Philippines.
Oh, it's
Besides
great.
the sex.
It's great.
Yeah.
no, I
Prisons?
just-
Oh.
no, I'm not doing none of that. I got my buddy got in a fight. My buddy like got.
You have
in
to
a-
live life, Peter.
No,
Don't say no to life. It's
no.
yes and.
I'm gonna say
Yes
fucking no.
and. Amber
Go
told
fucking no.
Claudio, you have to learn the same wisdom.
No, I remember. Yeah, I remember my buddy. He was fighting with this one guy, and he was. I don't know what he was, but he said he was German, but he wasn't German because he was clearly like, he was Muslim. So my buddy's like, so he's like, yeah, I'm German. He's like, you're not German. You can't eat fucking pork. And then fucking. So then they're just fighting each other. They're just like talking and shit. And then Jabin is like, fuck this guy. So he just kicks the chair, and then he starts grabbing the dude. And because I remember I was like trying to hold this guy back from my friend, and my friend's like, I'm like, I was so sick at that point because of the water. Like I think I drank the water, I fucked my stomach up.
Yeah.
Oh
So then,
boy.
so I'm like, I'm trying to hold my buddy back, but I can hold this guy back, and I'm like, dude, you don't want this fight. Like, relax. So jamming his boom, he just grabs the dude. Then everyone's like, just kind of like, it's like a weird scuffle. Like I don't know what the fuck's happening. You got like all the fucking cashiers hiding under the fucking counter, like like they're all
What?
scared and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then then he goes, "Yeah, I'm fucking German. Da, 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 I'm gonna fuck you up." Because I remember I think it was the argument. No, sorry, that was the argument. The argument was because my buddy was a mechanical engineer, and this guy's like, "I'm a fucking engineer too." He's like, "Yeah, what's your fucking engineering degree?" He's like, "I do nuts and bolts." He's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And then freaking so then it was like a weird comical thing. Like these German guys come in. And then I'm like, oh fuck, we're fighting these guys. Like, oh okay, this is a fucking fight. So then we're like, all right, let's go. We're getting ready. So then they talk to the guy, and then the guy's like, what type of fucking German is that? And then one of the other dudes like, you know what I fucking hate is these guys that come to Germany and they represent us wrong. And he just grabs a dude and shoots. He shot him out the restaurant so fast it scared the fuck out of him. I was like, yo, who is this? So he's a small guy, but he's ripped, and he's like, apparently he's like fighting like lady boys the whole he's like, dude, I got in like 3 fights, and I'm like, what the fuck? Who are these guys, man? And then he just still kept trying to fight out from the outside. And then I don't know what he said in German. And then this big German guy's like, no, I'm going to fuck this guy up. And then everyone's trying to hold this guy back. And then the tuk-tuk guys, the tuk-tuk and taxi guys are all like, we just hear them, they're laughing on the side. And they're like, aha, kill him, fuck him up. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was the fucking funniest shit ever. I love
Oh
that.
my
Oh,
god.
man.
That was funny.
Oh man, those are crazy stories. So you guys want to end it here? You guys have anything you want to add?
Yeah.
It's Johnny's show.
Yeah, John,
Yeah,
John,
there
come
you
on,
go.
John. You have anything?
It's
you
my
wanna-
show. Come to the Nest on Friday. Come to Mondays. Am I right? McKibben's tomorrow.
Hey.
Come on my tits. Come everywhere.
Hey.
Woo!
Yeah,
I
right.
I just want the whole world to love each other and
Yeah.
to just make out.
Yeah.
Peace
Love
and
each
love.
other. Come on each other's face. There you
Yeah,
go.
you're
Exactly.
asking for,
All
you're
right.
asking for
Peace.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
too much.
ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Dirty Four
Has
live
it
with
been?
Jonathan Burrello. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
Victoria was
actually,
never-
technically, it is a dirty four.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so
Yeah.
don't
I'm
forget
the
to
fourth tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You're Victoria's
Exactly.
replacement tonight. Yeah. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna be back here next week. And ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a wonderful week. And we're gonna be back here next week with another guest. Have yourselves a fun night. Don't forget to follow Jonathan for comedy and for his art. And have yourselves a great
Yo,
week. Bye
shit.
everyone. Enjoy.
Obrigado.
Bye everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Later.